Greetings, mortals, and welcome back to Congo. Congo time.
So when last we left off, something. I had gotten a pretty good opening here. I know that much. And I've got Discord active. I should probably mute myself in Discord. And if Ash comes on, then he will come on and we can cheat. So when last we left off, we had taken control of some of our stuff over here. And we're preparing to do what? So we got feudalism, question mark? Is feudalism, yes, feudalism is embraced. So now we're trying to get Renaissance. Renaissance we're just going to be deving up. So we're going to be using encourage development to get it done. Here's the question. Do I want to do it right this second? Do I have something else that needs to happen first? I think we are going to do it pretty much right now. So what we can do is we can burst all of our stuff in there. So let's take a look here. We have them at 78% influence and 52% loyalty. So if I had something like this, is there something I'm waiting on? I can complete this at will. And if I wanted to, I could actually take out some loans, but I don't think that's going to be worthwhile. I don't think the loans are going to matter. Because it's going to be, yeah, it's only 96. So this would be extremely expensive. But if I got this raked up, that would give us a little bit of a boost as well. Is there anything else that I want to do before I start? Integrating Ndongo would give me a little bit of a boost, but not very much, and it would remove the Ndongo army that I currently am benefiting from. An alliance with Moravi, which we don't need anymore. We can get rid of that alliance as soon as we have someone over here that we want to vassalize or whatever. So, how do we want to handle this? Because I have not actually come back to this in like a week, so I need to figure out what it is that needs to be done. So Shaba is a pretty okay state. I don't have everything here, but I have most of it. Do I want to state you yet? Let's go ahead and state you. Oh, if I state it, then I have to actually do this. So probably not then. I have sufficient cash on hand that I can probably do this right now. So let's just go for it. So first things first, we're gonna swap this from institution spread to encourage development. That's that done. Next, we need to give something to these guys to make them happy. That's not right. We need to give that'll increase their loyalty by a sizable amount, but not quite enough. Is there a better province to do that with? This is a territorial core. Already have control of this Ndongo's. So I would need to core up this province. if I wanted to do that. Because I don't think I can... do that. Would that help me? So, I'm looking to figure out... So this area, I'm going to go ahead and core. And that means that we could give this to the merchant guilds if we want. Give this to the merchant guilds. So then they're at 64%. They're at 95% power. Development cost is reduced by 10%. Not too shabby. Now then, what else do we have to do? We have to hit this button. That's great. So now we're going to be at 17 development, which is just about the worst possible starting point to have. Then, how many modifiers do we have here? Capital, encourage development, Marktown, growth of capital. It looks like the peeps have not been triggered yet. I'm going to wait a day. Did that change it? Burgers are added to the list now. So this is now down to 47. It's a good thing that I checked that. Anything else that I need as a modifier? Because pumping this would be nice, but I'm not going to have the money for that, so I'm not going to worry about it. Got this modifier. Got this modifier, got this modifier. And I've got the local modifier. So I think that's all my modifiers that I can get. So what we're going to do is we are going to pump Diplo first, because it's the cheapest. And I think production is the most powerful. Okay. So we have 79% of the way there. And how are we doing here? If I do this, I get 106, which gives me 6. So I now need 4 clicks, it looks like. Okay, so we can get Renaissance ticked up with just military power very shortly. Anything else that we need to do? Do we have a truce with you? We have a truce with you. We have a truce with you until 74. We have a truce with Rwanda for 6 years. We have a truce with you for 6 years. Okay. So we've done our reconquest. Now we're just saving time until we are ready to do the actual normal conquest. It is 1469. We're not quite at Renaissance. We haven't quite ticked it yet, but we're going to tick it soon. And once we've ticked Renaissance, we should be in really strong shape. I shouldn't necessarily have spent as much as I did on the actual economy stuff. That is very unfortunate. need to boost stability. Prestige. You guys. Oh, actually, I have no unrest here. So let's get these guys together and pop back to here, so that I can actually do the stuff that I need to do. Holy shit! That is a lot of stuff done there. So soon we'll have enough for this. Once we've got that done, we'll be in good shape. Fortunately, we did run into some local problems. Okay, how are we doing here? Do we want to just split this army? No, we'll send it to Kush. And we have plenty of money, so we're going to go ahead and do this. And there we go. So now we have, I say we have plenty of money. The army maintenance is going to go down though once this comes back to full. There we go. So, this is all we need to do for now. Do we want to start annexing you? No. No, we don't want to annex you yet. And what else do we need to do? We're here. We're at 126. Oh, Renaissance has just popped, and we can now embrace Renaissance, reducing all our tech costs. And conveniently, it's going to take an eternity for it to spread to anyone else. We don't have any neighbors except for our vassals. Our vassals will act as basically a buffer state between us and any enemies who would be able to get the things off of us. And that's going to be really great. In addition, Kilda's going to attack Mutapa. And we can do what now? Do we want to annex the Tonga? I don't think I want to annex the Tonga yet. The other thing is, do I need admin power as my focus for now? I think I do. Do I need it as my focus? Yes, because I don't actually want to spend Diplo power right now. I want to get just enough to... Basically, I want to be accumulating Diplo power while I'm getting admin up to 5. And as soon as admin hits 5, then we can swap it over. Alright, so we're actually in pretty good shape here. Boo-ha! And what else do we need to do? Anything? I don't think so. We've got claims on everything over here. So we have a claim here, so we can take this for ourselves. How long will this last? 89. So if we basically annex our way through here... Okay. Ugh. It's kind of trash. So Tumbuka may or may not exist in a little bit. It's very possible that Moravi is going to obliterate them. And that's 100% fine. I don't really need to worry about that. For now, we are accumulating money at a pretty decent clip. We are accumulating admin power at a pretty decent clip. And we're getting our manpower reserves back in order. We have truces that we're waiting on, so 75 and 74. So you guys are allied with Nakor and Busoga, neither of whom is actually relevant to my current interests. And I think I might be able to take provinces over here now because they're connected to my vassal here. So I think I can core these now, which is good. We still don't have enough sailors, and we're not going to have any sailor boosts because we just boosted a non-coastal province, which is It's unfortunate, but we might even get the ability to pump our admin tech after somebody has already gotten to the next tier again, at which point we'll have a 10% boost here, which would be amazing. So this on target outraged countries. And let's see here. Tumbuka does not have an army. So this is with no army. This is what they would be sitting at right now, which is not stellar. Obviously there's other things going on at the same time. I have a suspicion that Moravia is going to annex Tumbuka over here. And moving right along. So at this point we are just waiting. I can annex you, but I don't think there's a good reason to. I don't think it's justifiable. I can build marketplaces. Alright, so oh shit. Fuck me. I don't think I need to do this. So, if I don't stand in the way of the new men, that's great for me. Except that increases their power. So it would take 5 years for that to wear off. See, the thing is that I really don't want to lose the thingamabobber. I don't want to lose the admin power. What was I looking for? I'm going to check something because I need to look at this in advance. So, what is it? Plutocratic coup, that's what I'm looking for. So it's it's 5% per month. So that would mean that there's no way that I can handle this because it's going to take way longer than that. So I could hypothetically this would still leave them over the limit if I got rid of this. So, though it looks like I can actually bring them out of here as well. So I can bring them out of here if I want. They gain influence, I gain this. If I do this instead, they lose 20 loyalty. But this basically would involve me pissing off every estate at the same time. Let's do it. Let's piss off literally every estate. So this drops into 98%. And now every estate is disloyal. Do a generous donation here. That's easy enough. Do I want to negate their penalties by just stealing? I think I'm going to. I'm just going to raise additional levies from them because they're already pissed off at me, so I might as well. And so we gain some of that back. We have some provincial unrest to deal with. Is that from a province that I already have? Royal marriage offer from Moravi. I don't want a royal marriage with Moravi. Moravi is a temporary alliance, not a permanent one. So my queen died. It would be kind of convenient if my heir died. My heir is pretty shit. So it looks like we've got a 10% thing going here. So how much would this cost? 538. So... So what do we do now? I guess we're still just kind of chilling. Don't have a huge amount of reason to do... Oh, that's interesting. There's no way you can afford this. Should I subsidize them so that they can afford it? Or should I just keep paying off their debt as they accumulate it? I think I'm going to keep paying off their debt as they accumulate it. Truces have worn off with these peeps. That would allow me to declare. And Nakor and Busoga, neither of which is relevant right now. So we're going to go ahead and declare. Cancel our autonomous suppression of rebels. I should not have done that way. Seems pretty clear. Okay, so these guys are gonna get destroyed. And these guys here, question mark. We need to make sure that these guys do not lose any of their stuff. Do you have, yes, he has siege. Alright, so we're sieging that down. Actually, I'm going to merge these together. Never mind. So as long as this is giving 40 per year, we can hypothetically finish this up. So this is going to Buzinza, it looks like. Just going to leave these guys here for now. These guys are going to Muhambwe. Hihi. If I can actually get them to lock into going there, that would be great. But it doesn't look like I can. I'd like to trigger this to go, so that I can move on with my life. I'd like to basically just get this done. The other thing that I could do, though, is I could actually just leave one dude here. and hope that my peeps come to help, which they might. Well. You know what? We're not gonna send all of them. I don't need all of them, so we're gonna... So this army, which I'm pretty sure is going to have to fight, is gonna go over here to help these guys. This army is actually gonna come back here. I don't know where this other army wandered off to, so for now, hopping into the savannah here. Do not know why they stopped right here to get themselves obliterated by me. Do I have a sufficiently decent military, actually? Yeah, they have a rank 3 military, so... I mean, they don't even have Bike Square. I stand corrected, they do have Bike Square. Alright, so we're triggering this. And the next set of truces has ended. That means that it might be in my best interest to pop these guys over here. Pop in here. Wait, are you serious? They're not gonna pull out? Oh, this is a problem. My leader isn't. He's not in combat! Really? Okay, so these guys are going to lock in to attacking me in the hills. For some reason. These guys are now retreating back to here. I don't need these guys up here anymore, actually, so we can put them here and then have this army arrive a little bit later. So that army's wiped, and we are... Oh. I was thinking these guys could handle it, but apparently I had too much faith in my vassals. Let's come over here. Unfortunately, we're getting into a bunch of pissing contests with the locals in various locations. And this is Highlands, but it's probably fine. So now I have the ability, if I so choose, to... I could probably just fully annex everybody up here. The issue with doing that is that if I fully annex everybody, then we're looking at a very inefficient usage of resources. So I think instead, can I piece you out? Cannot piece you out. We can jump up here. And do we need to start fabricating claims on anybody? Alright. I think all of the enemy troops are gone. So since all the enemy troops are gone, we can basically just sit on our sieges, and we can weight this down a little bit. You are allied with Rwanda and Bunyoro. So this is a full alliance chain, I think. Karagwe and Bunyoro. Interestingly enough, these guys are a coherent thingamabobber. So if I declare from Buha's things, I think they don't have full claims, but I do have a claim here myself, which I think I can take. Because I should be able to take it because it's next to a vassal's province. So if I declare on Karagwe and set Rwanda as a thinger, then we'll be set.
Okay, so I think we're pretty golden here. We're just going to wait on one of these sieges to finish.
And this is Rwandan troops, so it looks like Rwanda actually has more troops than you'd think. The other thing is, I need to go to Buha. They have a pretty sizable amount of debt right now. But this is also a gold province, so not too shabby. So what I can do, actually, is get these guys over here. These guys over here. And then hopefully these guys all go to Nakor. And if they all go to Nakor, then I'll have quite a lot of troops sitting there. I can declare here. Just pop in on them. Say hello. So, are we ready to declare? I think we're ready to declare. We don't have a rank 5 military yet, but nobody around us has a rank 5 military either, so we're fine. We do have 11,000 troops that will be waiting there for us. Maybe it is better to wait until I finish this war first. I can actually take it now. So if I take this now, then we're all set. So let's just do this. We'll piece this out. That eliminates one entity from the list. Can I core you? Yes. Do I want to core you? No, I don't. I want to give you to my vassal. So we're going to grant Buha Nakoma. And we're going to declare on not you. It doesn't really matter. We're going to move all of our troops back. We're going to suffer a little bit of attrition from having too many troops there. That's fine. That's why it's called free trade, Betty. Okay. So we're declaring on Karagwe. We only have one claim now? Scheiße. Set you as co-belligerent. I still have military access here, so I was able to start before they actually were technically at war with me. And in we go. We should be okay here, question mark. Why is this taking so long? Jesus Christ. I mean, I know I have the, like, I'm on the offensive, but come on, thing. So, yes, it turns out that if you keep rolling low enough numbers, it ends badly for you. Alright. So, we've got an instant thinger there, which is great. And we have two enemies that are kind of running for the hills right now. I don't know why they're attacking me here. It looks like they are not. Let's see. I don't need this. I'm gonna do this. So we can go ahead and just pop here. It looks like they are going to go in. We are going to arrive on the 16th, and they're going to arrive on the 20th. So I don't know why they're willing to do that. Oh shit! It's because it's a capital. I didn't notice it was a capital. Oh fuck me. So we got to consolidate our regiments to get this under control. Move you. We're not going to move you. Are we going to have to move you? We might have to move you. We outnumber them pretty sizably. We do have the leader advantage, but geez, that was rougher than it had to be. So, split this army in half, send half of them here. Send the army in half, send half of them here, I guess. The problem is that all these are hills. I mean, there's several problems involved in what I'm doing here, but... Okay, you guys are chilling back there. And everybody's set to siege. And they are not sieging. Which sucks. But what are you gonna do? So I don't know where they're going. And since I don't know where they're going, it looks like they're coming right here. Oh boy, this is a problem. We actually need to pull back, and we need to set these guys. Where's Dongo? You need to attach. To, I guess this army. Do I want to go all in on this fight? Seems like it's probably a bad idea to do. And do I want... None of these are actually beneficial for my army strength. That's not optimal. I do have a discipline bonus, but they probably have the same discipline bonus. Let's consolidate these regiments. Oh, looks like they are actually not going in. Okay, so we did have to cancel our siege here. But we did not get obliterated, which is always good. So we are attachable here. We're going to split these guys. And now they're willing to come over here. So hopefully I can just get them here, and then once they're here, I can do the rest. Oh shit. You guys are gonna walk right into this army, aren't you? Alright, so... This is the Bunyoro army, which has taken quite the pathway to get here. And these guys have walked into death. But they made it. That's the important thing. Okay, we're going to actually split this army. We're not gonna split it in half. We're going to split this guy off. He's going to remain attachable. These guys are going to not remain attachable. I'm going to attach now. Yes, perfect. Excellent. Oh, that's not good. I don't like that guy coming back toward me. Do you have proper... You have a rank 5 military, jeez. You can fight those guys off for days. Oh shit, I walked into the death. That was a bad idea. I wasn't paying attention, I was looking at other shit. But we rolled a 9. Getting an early 9 is enough to basically transition this into. Oh, and now we're on the defensive. So with us on defense, it's a pretty one-sided affair. Let's see here, we got you doing your thing. Let's take these two, send them here. These guys are just gonna pop in here.
So Rwanda can't rebuild their troops.
Which is good. And these guys are still black flagged. They still haven't actually gone to anywhere useful. And if this finishes, I'll be very happy. Because of the fact that they are a vassal of mine, I have the ability to ensure that they actually finish. And we can click this button if we want. Let's do it. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get that the second tick at that same cost, but that's okay. So I guess we'll just keep pushing them in this general direction. Oh, these guys are going to lock into Buzinza. From there, we might be able to catch them here, maybe. Yep, we got them. So we're going to catch these guys here. We should be able to wipe them here. Oh, Jesus. Why did you retreat that way? I told you to retreat up to here. So, we're getting our asses kicked by the Tiger Robbers. The locals. And now, we can just deal with whatever is down here. So we just put one person back here. These guys can pop into Bunyoro. This is Savannah. That's great. Alright, so this is also Savannah. And do we want to dive them here? I certainly will after I get my standardized pikes. Yarhoo. So, anybody around here have rank 5 military? Rwanda does. Rwanda has actually a pretty sizable army here, or they would if it was at full strength, but it's not, so. I think we'll be okay here. This is the last fight if we win it. So, if we win this fight, it's the last fight of basically all of our wars in this region. I don't know where these guys are retreating to. Are they retreating to... Oh, that's interesting. I think they're retreating over to... what place? Mombasa. Mombasa, I will actually accept this. Oh my goodness, can I make her in charge? Can I please make her the ruler of my realm? Just like permanently? Because... that would make me happy. Okay. So these guys are retreating to Ruku, I assume. There's a decent chance they're going to get there. And then... make my life harder than it has to be. How are we doing here? We don't need to fight anyone for a while. Let's go over to you. How much money do I have to pay off? Jeez. This thing is expensive. That's a problem. Alright, so we took this, and we can now set you to siege, and they will presumably go do that. I don't know where they're going to do it, but they'll do it somewhere. So these guys have run off in the middle of nowhere. And what do we want to do now? I'm going to check. Can I... So Buzinza is a Buha claim. This is a Buha claim. So this costs me nothing to take. And I could then take this for myself if I wanted, which gives me a little bit of an extra cost, but this gives me 27 cost there, but it allows me to fabricate claims here. And I'd be able to fabricate a claim here and actually on these guys. So I could fabricate claims on the majority of the rest if I do this. So do I want to? Oh, hey buddies. It's like 2,000 troops just chilling over here. Let's see. I still can't do it because of not occupying their capital fort. Unfortunately, it looks like these guys are going to go up to Bunyoro instead, which means that I should probably some of these guys down here. And we'll try to take this down. Unfortunately, these guys are going to bankrupt themselves on this. Not really a lot I can do about that. Because it's actually really expensive to keep that up. So we got national ideas, and we can now do a couple of things. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to swap this to Thinger. We should have actually done that earlier because it turns out that we were really further behind than I thought. But we can now do exploration, which allows us to do Quest for the New World. Now, Quest for the New World allows us to then take some of these peeps, bring them all back for a little bit, and we should be able to now get over here. And if we can get 400 more Diplo power, we'll be able to start going a little ham. Actually, never mind. We shouldn't have done this yet because we still have to wait for the Thinger. Okay. These guys are here. Forgot to actually move them in. We have used most of our manpower. I do not actually have a leader in charge over here now that I think about it. And they have rank 5. It's not Insomnia. We're actually at 9:30 a.m., so doing okay. In terms of the general state of the Insomnia, I mean, it's hard to say because I haven't really been attempting to control my schedule at all. I haven't had like a particular place that I wanted to be in terms of my sleep-wake cycle. So without having any real location that you're, without having a goal, it's hard to really regulate whether you're even experiencing insomnia in the first place. So this is way more troops than I need to have here. Oh geez, they all came? Everybody. Yay, we won, technically. For a given definition of one, we have become victorious. So you're heading to some... No, you're heading to Kluge. So what we're going to do, we're going to pop here, split these guys in half. Split these guys in half, and we're going to take control of all 3 of these. These guys are going to run back to Rukwa. And once this ticks, we will be ready to take control. And that'll be great. So we have taken control of Bunyoro up here, which doesn't actually matter. We're at 99% war score, and war score does not actually matter for for this particular situation. So these guys are going to continue to protect trade. These guys are going to get a... Oh, there's a... I didn't realize that I had an admiral. Going to get an explorer and explore the coast of the West African Sea for now. Can apparently get this objective done, which I don't want to do yet. And we can get rid of this guy because we don't need him. There we go. So these guys pop down here. Oh, lovely. I'm now an embezzler. Wait, who's the embezzler? Is it me or my stupid child? It's me. Ugh, that's even worse. Stupid child, it would just mean I have more reasons to disinherit them. But it being me, it's like, oh great. I can abdicate the throne in favor of my idiot son, or I can keep being an embezzler and throwing away money. Life is sad. Let's see. I'm gonna go with North African warrior. And to merge you guys together, before I forget, these guys are going to siege Rukla back, it looks like. We have taken the siege of Karagwe. Here is a serious question. Do I actually just want to take all of this? No. I think we just want to take all of this. That gives me a bunch of stuff. I do have a little bit of a cost there, but it's not much of one, and we can just do this. So, we can go ahead and grant this province over to Buha. We don't need this province. There we go. And Karagwe we are going to keep for ourselves because it allows us to fabricate claims over here. And we might take Uganda later, but we'll see. Either way, can we? Yes, we can. So, let's see, this one is... Oh, the Rwandan separatists. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, so we can have them explore now. South Atlantic. We now have access to these folks. So Benin is up here. It's a tiny, tiny nation right now. And we are going to start fabricating claims on it because we need to get ourselves out of Zimbabwe. We don't need Zimbabwe. You guys can just do all this stuff over here, I guess. And the separatists look like they're gonna beat these guys up, unfortunately. These guys are just gonna chill here, it looks like. We've got 200 settlers. And once we get our first colonist, we can just colonize over here, take one step over here, but we're not actually gonna stick to the colony. Yes, I'm waking up in the middle of the night right now, because right now, what are you doing? Excuse you. Why did you not deal with them? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you only going there now? Whatever. Doesn't matter. These guys are going to deal with the problem. So, we're now waiting for 400. Once we get to that, we'll be in good shape. We don't actually need to worry too much about Diplo power for right now. We're in a pretty good position from here to access the Americas via this island over here. Unfortunately, it looks like Oyo is getting pretty big. I can actually take a look, right? So let's take a look at the military stuff. There's only so many countries in existence, so Oyo only has 8,000 troops, which means that we'll be able to easily deal with them when we get over here, which means that we might actually want to fabricate claims on them as well. Let's do it. We're gonna go ahead and go over here. Did I say fabricate? I meant take control of our true 100%. Why are you guys just fucking around? Okay. Do I want to keep feeding you money to pay for this? I think I do. Actually, I cannot even afford to. I can't even afford to pay for this, so they're just going to go bankrupt. There's nothing I can do about it. They're just going to go bankrupt because of this. I don't know what this mechanic is supposed to do, but for whatever reason, it costs an arm and a leg. Hey, Ash. Are you ready to go do some more murder? Is that in the cards? The heart of the cards? Could pay them a little bit of money, but I think this colony cost them like 4 gold. I think this cost them 4 ducats. So I don't know why it exists. It's a weird mechanic. It just basically bankrupts people. So why? Why do you use a system? Let's see. Preposterous. Whatever. The other option was listening to the nobles, and that's just always good. That's always a bad idea.
But yeah, I think Buha's gonna go bankrupt.
Because this is just going to take an eternity, especially now that they got attacked. They do have more money now, because they have all this extra territory, but it's so expensive. Like, how on earth would you even try? So, Archibrius is coming up next. So how's Trix, Ash? Are we going back to the murder, or are you? What time is it? It's pretty early. It's pretty early. So we can go back to the murder whenever you want. For now, I shall murder these instead. So we're improving relations in some random place, and it looks to me like we're done exploring for now because we don't have any freaking tech. But we can't even actually reach St. Helena right now. We should be able to reach here at least. Yes, okay. So I don't have a colonist to send, but once I do have a colonist, I can send them here. We can conquer Benin. Does Benin have allies? It does. It's allied with Dahomey. Okay, so Benin, what's up? Can I get, or rather, what? Ooh, drive off the missionaries. Yeah, screw the Portuguese missionaries. We don't want any filthy missionaries around us. How quickly are you accumulating debt? I think I actually am making slightly more money than they are accumulating debt. So... Arthe's not going to be around until tomorrow. Let's see. Alright. But yeah, so Arthe's not going to be around until tomorrow. But we can still hang out and murder things. I still need to hit 36 so that I can get access to my god tier Uber Fireballs of Doom. I have about 7% left before I hit level 36. And I'd like to hit 36 before I do Scarlet Monastery, just because I want to get the spell, and I won't be able to get the spell while we're in the middle of a run. But I'm totally on board to do that tonight if you want to do that. If we do SM Library in particular, I have some very nice bonuses that I can get from that, including a spell power, a fire damage wand, which delicious. So their debt is sizable. I think they're actually they're gaining debt slower than I am getting money by at least a little bit. Oh, the other thing is that rather than take this territory for myself, maybe I should annex them and then release them as a vassal instead. If I release them as a vassal, then I actually have core reconquest that I can do on these guys. So, do I want to do this? Yes. I'm not going to pay off the debt. Do I consider my mage character to be evil? I don't consider my mage character to be... you mean in World of Warcraft? There's not enough RP there for it to be good or evil in particular. From a practical perspective, it's a character that exists solely as a vehicle for me to do world PvP. So I guess yes. In that case, yes. If your sole reason for being is to go around assassinating other players, then yes, you're probably an evil character. Doesn't make you an evil person because you as a person are not killing other people, but it makes your character probably not on the up and up there. Hey, look at that. Stability cost modifier up to 20%. Let's see. Unfortunately, we have quite a ways to go before we're ready to do this. On the plus side, though, they are making some progress on this. I don't know how long it's going to take before they go bankrupt. I guess I could probably take out one loan to pay off their entire balance. Do we need any more there? Let's see. Well, the Jedi are just weird. The Jedi are basically this weird religious cult that does incredibly bizarre things. I don't think there are any good guys in that setting. From a practical perspective, that setting doesn't have good guys. It has this very weird sort of mind control device that exists. Because the weird elements of the way that the light and dark side interact in that universe are just ridiculous. Like, it's just not the way that humans work. So none of the characters are really, like, particularly the Jedi, the Force-sensitive characters, it is, I think, a stretch to call them people. They're people in the same sense that demons or angels in Dungeons and Dragons are people, where it's like, I mean, kind of, yes, but at the same time, you don't have any free will. Because the Jedi and the Sith, all the Force-sensitive characters, they don't have normal responses to things, and the more powerful they get, the more extreme their behaviors become.
where it's like they go to either like they turn into either like robots or like
The most chaotic, stupid rogue you've ever played Dungeons and Dragons with, where it's like the way that they behave has no bearing on like the way that a human would respond to a thing. It's the way that a player playing a video game might respond to a thing, right? So, like the Sith and the Jedi have this weird. There's a weird thing where the more powerful you become, the more extreme your responses become in these very clear-cut ways, which means that they're not really people. They're more akin to fiends or celestials, and so the rules of good and evil don't quite apply as much because they don't have that free will aspect where they're not actually making decisions exactly. Anyway, the whole thing is very weird. It's a very strange system, and I don't think that they honestly go into it enough to. They kind of go there while not going there, if that makes any sense. They don't really embrace, like, oh, by the way, the Force is actually a Lovecraftian horror that turns people into monsters. They don't really go there, even though they kind of do. Like, some of the games and some of the extended media does kind of highlight how weird it is that these people have these very strange beliefs, even though the beliefs appear to be the case. They appear to be true in that world. They're true in that universe, right? So, anyway, the whole thing is weird. So the Star Wars universe is a very bizarre, like, universe. But yeah, the Jedi, under any, like, I don't think that there's any realistic moral structure within the real world that would allow for people to justify the kinds of shit that the Jedi do. Because the Jedi take a bunch of small children who they basically kidnap from their parents, and then they train them that love is bad, and that love is evil, and that all of their emotions need to be destroyed. And that kind of makes sense within the context of the setting, right? Because, again, you have the weird mind control element of the Force. But again, they don't actually go into that. So since they don't actually go into the fact that it's like, oh, well, we need to control these kids because Force-sensitive people go fucking crazy. They don't go there, so because they don't go there, the stated justifications for it make no real sense, and they end up being just these kind of fascist monsters. And the whole thing is bizarre. But yeah, like, being a Jedi is a weird. I don't think that anyone actually wants to be a Jedi when you think about the actual things that would entail. People want to be able to have magic powers that allow them to do cool shit. People want, the Force magic. They don't want the bizarre, like, oh, yeah, so all of your human emotions, kill those, and then once you've killed all of your human emotions, you can, like, the actual beliefs they have are crazy. I don't think the Jedi come off very positively in most media that isn't the actual movies. The movies are like the most pro Jedi of the stuff. But I think that pretty much everyone who isn't George Lucas kind of understands that the Jedi are, like, legit psychos. So the other media, I think, has to go out of its way to make the Sith, like, a threat that you could, like, the whole, it's weird. It's weird. Like, the stuff that I've played, people kind of hand wave, like, within the setting, people kind of hand wave how crazy you're being, but I don't think that the narrative necessarily doesn't think your character is crazy, or that the Jedi and the Sith are both like fucking nut jobs. And to be fair, I think that if you talk to people who are not Sith or Jedi, I think that for the most part, the people who aren't Sith or Jedi think that both of them are fucking crazy. But they also think of the Jedi as the only thing that protects them from the Sith, because the Sith are force sensitive, so they can do all sorts of magic shit, and so you have to have other magic users to protect you. So the Jedi have a bit of a positive, like, thing from like some of the public, but generally I think that people in most of the non like movies seem to be more along the line of like, well, those crazy Jedi and those crazy Sith are having like their weird ass, you know, religious squabbles again. That's it. All right, let's do it then. Let's get that done. So we're gonna be working on some of our WoW stuff for now. I'm just kind of waiting around for this stuff. So next time we'll be able to come back to this. We'll come back to this in either later today or some other time. Just give me a second to update my info. I'm already in Discord, by the way, Ash. So swap you back out.
You are a mortal.
And I am muted in Discord, so give me a second. You are a weak, pathetic fool whose death shall be swift and final, sir. Okay, so Mage Meandering. Let's see here. I guess let's go with SM Slaughter. Let's go with SM Slaughter. Let's be hopeful that we actually end up getting all the way to the Scarlet Monastery. Okay, let's go with it. And this is not the right game. Boop. Boop. Something went wrong. Try running that quick action again later. Whoops! Stream info could not be updated. Okay. Give me a second. So, oh, maybe Slaughter isn't. Maybe I can't use Slaughter. Let's go with Monastic Madness.
Dude, I just got a world buff here in Booty Bay. Somebody killed a car and turned a quest in.
Oh, nice.
For 2 hours, increased movement speed by 10% and all stats by 15%.
Nice. Well,
good time to do a dungeon.
This is a good time to do a dungeon. You know what else it's a good time to do? Is when you have the frickin' dragon rallying cry. Which, conveniently, I have.
Yeah. According to my Atlas Loot add-on, Scarlet Monastery Library is for levels 29 to 39, so we could totally go do that one first.
Yeah, I think the boss is level 35.
So we just need to get a healer and some DPS.
Yeah.
We really just need a healer, I think.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to find anybody that's going to be willing to 3-man with
Yeah.
them besides Arthi.
Yeah. I don't think we wouldn't want to 3-man it without Arthi anyway.
Right. So let's get you... Where do you want to level at?
I'm trying to think of where the fastest... Because I just need a little bit.
Just tell me where you want me to fly.
Look, where are you right now?
Booty Bay.
I think I'm going to head to... We could do like one quest. We could do the Water Elementals quest. So if you can head up to the Water Elementals...
Yep. On my way.
That would work well. And then we have to go all the way to frickin' Scarlet Monastery. Oh my god.
Yeah, that'll be a journey.
I don't think we're going to get there within the time span of our buffs. Because it's going to take us 40 minutes just to get to Scarlet Monastery, I think. You know, the other thing we could do...
We can fly to South Shore and then just run it from there. Is there any... Alliance flight paths in like Western Plaguelands or Eastern Plaguelands. We should probably pick one of those up if we can.
I would think that isn't the Eastern Plaguelands flight path a like neutral one?
I don't know. We can look it up.
Oh, I can't take a taxi while shapeshift.
Here.
Apparently, I can't get on a griffin while I look like a furbolg. Thanks, Blizzard. Let's see.
Right when I walked out of Booty Bay, a skull level mage killed me. Oh boy, it'll be a long run.
Indeed, you could just fly up to Thinger, to Sentinel Hill.
Nope, I'm running.
Alright.
I'm already way outside of Booty Bay now.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess I should probably invite you to my group or something. Or not.
Done.
Oh, I probably should have dealt with my inventory. Just,
You're a terrible person.
just a little bit. It's, I'm a little bit of a terrible person, but I'm mostly an awesome person. Let's be clear. I'm mostly awesome, except for all the terrible parts about me. And there are many. Let's see here. Got +4 fire damage waiting in my inventory right now. I have a Torn Bear Pelt.
What sucks is I just got that world buff too.
Yeah, it sucks.
And not 2 seconds after I step outside of the city.
Particularly because it gives you movement speed, too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh good, this run will be faster. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind.
that sucked.
Give it on Master Looter. Interesting.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Is that like free-for-all, only allowing you to actually invite randos without worrying about it? It is, right? Like, if you set the loot threshold to, like, greens
Yeah,
or whatever?
Master Loot. Yeah, so anytime a green drops, I determine where it goes.
I've never really used Master Looter before. I figured Master Looter is just the thing that you're the most comfortable with. Because that's just the general... Oh! There's a guy called Leprithus here. There's a leopard.
It might drop a blue.
He might drop a blue, but I don't think he's going to. He's only level 19. Hey, he dropped Ghoulfang, which is something that I can't equip. And that I can't loot because... Excuse me.
Badass for a green.
Okay, so... Now I just need to figure out what I can get rid of. I had sweat. I can get rid of my troll sweat. We're fine. It's fine. Look,
You still have the potion of the scroll of strength. Get rid of it.
I'm gonna use it on you.
What is the matter with you?
I'm just gonna right-click on it once I get in contact with you. It's fine.
Did you leave the scroll of agility in your bag? You did, didn't you?
I mean, I'm not gonna bring it with me.
You are such a good person.
Look, I don't have time to loot. I need to either be murdering people or drinking.
Are you mad at me? Oh, sorry, I was talking to Veronica. I totally stole her energy drink out of the fridge today and drank it.
Oh, snap.
I owe you an energy drink. Veronica, do you know that Arc Toy and Ashport have reunited once again? She says badass.
Dude. And... Addlestead.
Yeah, we don't work tomorrow because of Memorial Day, so I'm gonna be up late tonight.
Nice.
Oh
Well,
boy, 39 Tauren Warrior. Try to ignore this guy.
I believe in you.
I'm not looking to pick a fight right now.
What? What madness is this?
I'll pick a fight when I have you by my side.
Oh.
Oh boy, I got 2 Panthers on me though.
Well,
This is dangerous times.
that's a good question. What time is it over there, Ash?
8:08 p.m.
8:08.
Yep.
Interesting. Interesting. So how late are you going to be on tonight?
On WoW, I'm probably just gonna be on. Like, I was hoping to just set aside some time to get through your level, do a dungeon, and probably call it a night and hang out with Veronica.
All right. Well, if we do library, then we can. This was not an optimal path. Turns out. Nope. Caesar. Oh, wait. Nope. What was I saying? Something about library. Oh, if we do the library, then I get, like, there's a lot of really good stuff I can get out of the library.
There's a lot of good stuff for me too. I was looking through the loots. I have an add-on that shows me all the loots for every dungeon.
Nice.
So yeah, we just need to get in there and just start killing stuff because we get loot,
Yeah.
we get experience, we get fun.
Indeed.
And I want to tank too. I feel like tanking some shit.
And soon we'll be able to get the Triune Amulet.
I feel like tanking everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tanking up a storm. Yep. I'm looking forward to hitting mobs that have enough HP to survive a crit. Honestly. Like, I want to see my Ignite just, like, melt through something.
Do you have tools to get mana back? Because you kill everything fast, but you do use mana pretty quick. Is that just because of how you're playing, or I don't know anything about mages?
It's the nature of being a mage. But basically, I have a million tools to regenerate mana. So I have access to my water that I'm drinking, right? So I have free water. But beyond that, I also have Evocation. So Evocation is an 8-minute cooldown that will basically fully restore my mana bar over the course of 8 seconds. So I can go from 0 to 100%.
Nice, that's a big tool.
And I have a mana A-gate, which allows me to get an extra 2 fireballs worth of mana.
Yep.
And that is just a conjured item that I just have in my inventory. So basically, anytime I have full mana, I can convert my mana into a mana A-gate and then just drink up. So
Gotcha.
I use a lot of mana, but the key element is that I'm using less mana to kill things than somebody who doesn't have fire damage does. So all of the effects that just give me a flat, like, boost to my mana, because technically speaking, Evocation is not based off of my mana pool, it's based off of my spirit. So Evocation and mana A-gates are actually more impactful for me than they are for most mages, because the impact of, like, what percentage of my mana bar I'm getting back a larger percentage of my resources by using them. But beyond that, the resources that I'm using are just more efficient. So, like, if I hit a fireball, the fireball's doing 50% more damage. Oh, this guy needs to be saved from himself. Oh, he didn't die.
Got him.
The most honorable of kills. The guy was sitting at like 30% life and drinking. He's like,
Quick execute.
I did
Say
it.
hi.
I did it, guys.
Yeah, right.
I beat 2 mobs. Damn.
Oh, I love it. I love Stranglethorn Vale.
Yeah, Stranglethorn
It's
is
nice
nice.
because we're not being ganked by 60s all day, you know?
Yeah.
I'm fine with dying over and over to like enemies our level.
I don't remember where we were going.
Even,
Oh, right.
even
the
that's
island.
not. We're going over to that island over there, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna basically slaughter the whole island for an hour to get 12 bracers or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yep, it is 12 bracers for the 2 of us.
You can continue.
I'm
with it.
excited. We're close to Whirlwind Axe already. I'm real excited.
Yep. I mean, that doing the dungeon that we're doing, we might basically get there.
I know. I'm just worried about getting the stupid life roots if they're expensive. It's gonna cost me a lot of gold to get those.
Arthur might already have them.
I hope, really hope she has a few.
Because she's an herbalist, so she might just have them. I do actually have a decent bit of money on my hunter.
Do you think if we were both 36, we could fight those burning mobs decently?
It
Or
won't
is
make
it
a,
still gonna be
it won't
too
make a
much of a
huge
pain in the
difference.
ass?
The only reason that I didn't want to stick around to do that was because there was a high level shaman that I didn't really want to
We have
fight.
40 orc warrior. Let's go beat this guy up quick. Kev,
Okay.
Kev.
Furbolg
he
form
saw us.
is from a
ran for it.
quest in whatchamacallit, in Elwyn? No, not Elwyn. What's this forest
Espenar?
called? Yeah, it's a quest in Darkshore, or not Darkshore. God damn it! It is the location that Ashenar is in, which is Ashenvale. So it's an Ashenvale quest. If you don't complete the entire quest chain, then you can keep the wand forever, because basically the quest chain entails like sneaking in, and so they give you this as a quest item, so you just don't bother to actually finish the quest,
abandon it.
and then you keep it
Yeah.
forever. So I believe you can die.
Alright, let's just kill everything and get you 36, and you're gonna be so much more powerful.
Yellow.
I'm like as excited as you are to get your level.
It's gonna be so good. Oh
You're not
man.
level enough for yourself, you're level enough for both of us.
Yeah. I'm gonna be critting for like, I don't know, like 800 damage or something with my
Out
pyros.
in like world PvP with you is like being like the nerdy kid in school, and like you're like the cool guy, and like and you let me hang out with you.
What does that even mean?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's like I'm the jock.
right, you're like the guy that gets all the chicks and like is just totally awesome and badass, and I'm like the nerd. So it's like, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
It turns out that mages are the jocks of World of Warcraft.
Shit, man. No, not mages. Mages that stack fire.
Oh yeah,
gear.
exactly. Mages that stack exclusively fire gear.
Yeah.
The only issue is that, like, if anybody even looks at me funny, I fall over dead. Like, somebody glances in my direction, is like, oh, well, I'm gonna die now. These are the places, these are the place with the thingers, right?
I hope so. I'll double check if we don't get a drop here in a second.
Yeah.
Yes, the water elementals were no doubt summoned by Gazban, the Goblin Wizard. Gazban is right over there by you.
Yeah. Well, I know that we're in the right area for the thing, I just don't know that these elemental bracers are the right ones. Like, maybe we're supposed to get
haven't
normal
gotten one
elementals
drop
from
yet.
somewhere else. It doesn't really matter, because I'm getting Resty XP, so... If I ding and we don't have this done, who cares? Right?
Well, let's just, I'll look it up to see if we're in the wrong spot. Yeah, we haven't gotten a single one yet. Maybe you're right. Something's wrong here.
Yeah. I have gotten half of what I need to level though.
I need you to go back to the island and retrieve a few specimens. I think it's just a really crappy drop rate, dude.
Probably. No, I would never bother doing that.
The portals and stuff like that is, like, for people that actually are just hanging out. I'm not going to be doing that. I always have to be doing something active. If I was going to farm gold, I would do it with my hunter, because on my hunter I can just run around and collect basically all of the ore
There we
from
go.
like
We got
a
bracer.
zone
Really low drop.
really
rate.
fast. I'm not doing cooking in game right now. Actually, I think I have cooking in game. Yeah, I have 170 cooking. Holy shit. So I have quite a lot of cooking. But in real life, I do cook, but I don't enjoy cooking. So for me, I cook simple stuff, and I do what I'm told. So, like, Kaz is the chef, and I do what I'm told in the kitchen because she knows how to actually make things that are really good. I can make, like, the stuff that I make pretty well, but I make the kind of stuff that I would want to eat, which is to say, almost exclusively meat. It's just meat, and more meat. Let's see here. I make a mean taco. I'm actually almost done. I've like almost leveled up. We're getting so much experience from this.
I know.
Just walking in circles,
pretty-
blowing shit
Die
up.
pretty quick.
Let's see. Yeah, at some point soon, I'm gonna start. Ooh, double ignite. At some point soon, I'm probably gonna start making tacos again. I haven't made tacos in a while, but it's something that I should make sometime soon. Alright.
Good job. So much damage.
Ding 36.
Woo! Well,
So-
we need between ourselves 9 more bracers. What do you want? Want to just keep going? We're doing good.
I don't have an objection to keeping going, and I don't have an objection to
I'm
going.
fine with finishing this because we're getting good EXP.
Yeah, let's do it.
I like this island. There's nobody here to slow us down. There's mobs everywhere.
585 damage fireball crit.
Oh, we haven't had. I'll top this one off.
We don't have an ad, we just have another mob that's been added to the list. To die. Which, you know, considering that I just used the word ad in that sentence, I'm undermining my own thesis here a little bit. But you know what? That's fine. So where are my portal stones anyway? I like how this Gazlo guy is just like fucking around here. He like doesn't even care when we murder all of his elementals.
Summon me some more food.
No.
And
You don't-
also, I just got my 6th bracer, so watch out for yours.
Alright. You can have food. Here, you can have this one conjure pump.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
There we go. Oh, right, and I can summon 10 of them at a time now. That's an even number. Now that they're completely irrelevant. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. I'm getting firepower over the next few levels. So we're going to start seeing, in 2 levels, I'm going to start getting just 2% damage increases with every level.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's going to be very nice. Very nice, my friend.
That's still recharged.
I feel like Blink shouldn't be on the GC. Because I don't feel quite overpowered enough as it is. got? I'm doing about 420 damage right now. Ugh. Piece of crap. How dare you resist the pyroblast and the scorch. You're just like fucking something over there. Give me a second. Just a second, sir. I'll be right with you. I'll be there shortly.
Excellent.
I don't do anything weird for anything. Well, I guess that's. I don't do anything weird for my tacos from being in Singapore, really. I guess the fact that I guess I add more seasoning. I like just fucking toss quite a lot of chili in there because you gotta have the spice, because otherwise people start complaining about the fact that you can't taste it. It's very funny, like the kinds of things that my family thinks are spicy. Kaz actually like physically can't taste any spiciness in it because she's Indian and her family cooks like food that's orders of magnitude more spicy that isn't considered spicy. And I'm done, by the way.
Nice.
So it's
Alright.
an amusing time.
Go time.
It is good.
I'm harvesting over to Booty Bay. I'm gonna fly over to. I need to be in a city, right? To recruit people.
Probably.
I guess I can use the LFG channel.
I mean, you could try it. You could try some madness like that.
I'm TPing up to Stormwind. But you can get basically any type of food in the world here. So they have like Mexican restaurants and things like that here.
Anything that you could get, for the most part in America, you can get here. Like, so soft tortillas and things like that, you're not going to have any difficulty finding those in Singapore. It's a metropolis, and you can get basically anything in a metropolis. Let's see.
Be careful.
So,
Ours is gonna be to make groups.
new rank of Pyroblast and new rank of Fireball.
Woo!
And new rank of Blast Wave, too.
Alright, I'm flying over to South Shore. We should run together to get the flight path.
Okay.
I'll find out where it is.
I have 58 silver left. I'm going to pop over to my bank and toss some shit in my bank.
Sell some things, yeah. I'll put Horde or Alliance. Flight path. Classic. A 30 human mage? I'm gonna pass on that, Mark. I don't want anybody competing with gear for you.
Alright.
I'm only gonna take people that... We need to gear you out.
Well, I feel like Hypnotic Blade pretty much everyone's going to want. Like, if you get any spellcasters at all, they're going to want it. I guess the
This guy's level
whatchamacallit.
30 though. He's like the lowest.
Oh, no, I wouldn't bring a level 30 character in anyway.
Yeah.
To be sure. I cannot imagine finding ketchup spicy.
Right?
That seems like madness to me.
Alright, Ark, there is a Western Plaguelands flight path for us and an Eastern Plaguelands one. Let's get that one in Western Plaguelands for sure.
Okay, sounds good. Do I want to send some
I'll
crap?
keep searching for people while we go.
Do I want to send some crap to Nisali? I'm going to send some crap to Nisali. That's the easiest
I
way.
really need RT back online though, man. Having her, we can just go in there without anybody and just see how far we can get with 3.
Yeah. Which is to say pretty far. I'm pretty sure we could do most of that place with just the three
Probably
of us.
could. If we just, with Polymorph, yeah, we could totally handle it.
Polymorph. I think you mispronounced Fireball. That's not how you pronounce Fireball, friend.
free up some inventory space by sending crap to my alts. There we go. Look at that, I have so much free space now. Actually, don't look at that. I say that, like, but I don't actually intend you to come look at this screen, because you don't want to look at the screen. you don't want to look at my screen right now. Alright. So I've got a new rank of Fireball. We got a new rank of Blast Wave and a new rank of Pyroblast, which means that I am now a god. I also got a new rank of Blizzard, but I didn't put it on my bar because I'm a dope. So let's put Blizzard on my bar. There's not
34 warrior. I'll take him. I don't really care about competing for gear. I'll get whatever. I'll get lucky.
What can I do for you?
You will always roll hundreds when necessary, right?
All right, here's a 35 no mage. Would you care if I just grab him?
Go for it. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Put it on Grip Loot again. So that we can do all the things. And I am on my way out to Thingamabobber. What's that place called?
Excellent.
South Shore. So sad. We're just gonna be missing Arthi. Just gonna be missing Arthi all day. Unfortunately, it looks like I need to grease this thing up with some more WD-40. My chair is creaking up a storm again.
Mark, do you know what the? Have you seen the amazing one-hand mace I'm rocking?
No, I have not. What's that?
Be ready to just crap your pants at the amazing weapon.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is the most OP thing I have ever seen in my life.
So good.
Why would a bookmaker have a scepter?
Hey man, it's a dangerous world. Every profession needs a weapon.
Like, when they say bookmaker, I assume they're talking about the person who physically assembles the book.
Right? Bookmaker, yeah.
Because that's not even, like, the scribe. That's going to be the person who's, like, actually taking the glue and physically assembling the pages. Because that's a different person than the person who's actually transcribing it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting.
Alright, I found a healer. A rogue just whispered me and says, I'll heal it for you on my pally, just give me 1 sec.
Okay.
So we're good to go. We just have to run up there and get that flight path, and then
Yeah.
run further.
Yep. I'm on the flight to South Shore now.
Looks like I'm a minute behind you.
Well, not everyone can be super fast. I want to murder something. I need to see how much damage I'm gonna do. Ooh, you know what? I can scorch 5 times and then pyroblast, which is super inefficient. But just to see the maximal crit. I want them crits. So how much do my fireballs hit for? So I'm hitting for an average of 387. So it looks like I was about right. 380 looks like it is the maximum. Or, no, that's including resists. Yeah. My pyros are definitely going to pass the 700 mark. I don't know if they'll pass the 800 mark. They probably won't pass 800 crit. Though they might, I don't know. This might be a low range. If I was able to do 700 damage with a pyro before, I think I can do 800 now. So this is
Crazy.
550 base damage. So no, I should be able to hit for well over 700 damage right now.
Wait, are we doing the graveyard or the library?
I mean, I thought we were doing library.
Let's do library.
Yeah. Library's the one that I need.
Okay, good.
Did you invite them for graveyard or library?
I might have said graveyard. I just want to make sure.
You weak, pathetic fool. How dare you, sir?
Not doing graveyard is for weak people.
Yeah. Well, graveyard is amazing for like AoE farming. I was in a group once where basically we had I think two mages, and we had a disc priest who had the talent that increases your movement speed when you get a buff, when you get the thing put on you. So I was the warrior, and I would race through the whole dungeon and pull like the entire dungeon all at once. And I think I did the whole dungeon in 3 pulls because that was during the time period where shield block would give you basically like 10 seconds of complete invulnerability for most of your leveling. So basically I would just sit in a corner with all the mobs in front of me, block all of their damage, and if the mages didn't kill it within the 10 seconds of shield block, then I'm just like, oh, well, I think I'm going to die. But we had enough AoE, so we just were AoE bombing it like 4 or 5 times. It was glorious. With just total randos. Total rando Calrissians.
Shield block is so weak in classic, dude.
Yeah. Hey, it allowed you to survive that one dude. It got us the Corpse Maker. If you didn't have shield block, we wouldn't have gotten Corpse Maker. Because you just kind of became spontaneously invulnerable to harm. I can't believe we won that fight.
I know.
That
And
was,
then we got the fucking two-hander too. It was awesome.
yeah. So we have a human paladin who's all flashy.
Flashy. So yeah, Western Plaguelands is definitely the flight path we want to get to.
Are we going to be able to get to that flight path without
Nah,
dying?
what we should do is just do the dungeon, and then get it after the dungeon.
Sounds like a plan.
That way people aren't waiting forever for us, and we
Yes.
can go together, because we probably will die horribly a few times.
Yeah. And I have Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer still, so I'd like to
Yep,
not
definitely.
die in
Hold on to that. Yep.
Plaguelands. I would like to not die of the plague today, sir.
Please don't do it.
Not the plague, anything but that, sir. So I should probably drink up. We might have some fights ahead of us. Some fighty fights. Let's see. It's a buff that people give you if you are in the basically when someone turns in the quest to kill some dude. I think is it Nefarian that gets Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer? Or is it Onyxia? Or is it both?
It is Onyxia, I think.
Alright, so it's an Onyxia.
Maybe I'm wrong.
You,
What's the best way to do this route? Straight through Alterac Mountains?
probably.
Yeah, we can get up through Western Plaguelands that way. It might be better to pick up the flight path going this way. I don't know.
Where is the flight path?
It is... All it says is gives me a location in the zone. But it looks like it's on like the eastern, northern part. Which, if I look, is a little out of our way.
Are there stones now?
So we'll be able to summon people once we get there. I couldn't remember when they added in the meeting stones. Walking along. South Shore is mine. It is mine.
Dude, we'll totally have a second to swing over here and grab this flight path, I think.
Yeah.
As long as we stay on the road. Just make sure if there's any mobs in the way, I aggro them. We don't want you to lose.
Don't want to lose the 10% crit
No,
buff.
you need to keep that. You're going to make this dungeon so easy.
Oh, that's gonna be
You're
great.
going to be doing so much damage.
I don't think it's gonna be quite as overpowered as when I was playing on Kaz's Shaman. There was a point where Fire Nova Totem was just completely fucking broken, and it basically just did so much damage at mid levels that it could one-shot elites. It just was completely broken. The balance was just not, didn't exist, and it was very glorious. It was glorious. So are we gonna run? I don't remember. Are we just following the road through here?
Yep. Right up straight through Western Plaguelands.
Okay.
Fight our way a little
Do we
bit
want to
here.
fight our way up, or do we want to
Sure.
just move so that we can?
We're still way ahead of everybody else.
That's true.
But yeah, if you just want to sprint through this stuff, we can. I don't know how bad it's gonna be. Fighting these ogres brings back some great memories.
Indeed.
We had some epic PvP battles up here back in the day.
Indeed. Indeedly do.
Oh, I just got a quest item.
Nice.
Preserving knowledge. What's that from?
Let's see. Oh boy.
Oh, big heroic strike crit on this guy.
Nice.
541.
Oh my goodness. He'll never survive it. That is a lot of damage. On a heroic strike? Nice. Ah, life is good. Let's see here.
Just really hoping a high level horde doesn't roll through us.
Yeah.
That'd
I
be
mean,
so sad.
as we go through all of the high level areas, that becomes a little bit more likely.
I'm excited to do
see.
the armory and the cathedral later. We gotta be like level 38, 40 for that.
For a cathedral? We could trio it now. We just need our proper healer.
Easy
Not this
peasy.
rando bullshit character. Who needs them? It's kind of a weird way to go, I guess. Because we could go straight through the Lord of Air Lake, but
Oh, yeah. I gotcha, but let's get the flight path.
yeah, I'm not worried about it. Let's see.
I'll do a location thing and find out where we're going here. Oh, never mind. I don't have locations on here. Cool.
Get wrecked.
No, I'll be fine. I can find it, but based on just the pinpoint on the map, I can find my way there.
I feel like the flight path is going to be like way deep in Western Plaguelands.
Probably is. If you want to just go back through the lake, that's fine.
We don't need to go through the lake. But we can just follow the western. Can we get through the bulwark at level 30? Wait, is this an Alliance flight path?
Following me might not have been the best idea.
Hey, we found the flight path.
Nice.
So here's the question: can we get through the bulwark?
Let's go look.
That's funny. I had no idea that this place existed. I had no idea this was here.
I've been here before.
I've never been Alliance in Classic.
Scholomance is right over in that island over there. It's a great dungeon.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that. I know Western Plaguelands. I just don't know what the Alliance flight path is, because I've never been Alliance in here.
Well, we just got it.
Except I was Alliance when I was on the Priest, right? Or was Sylvia undead? I guess the first Sylvia probably was undead. Because that was still when I was doing Korgurk and stuff. Okay. So... we haven't run into anything too dangerous so far.
No, it's going good.
Everything's going great. We're not going to run into level 77 bears or anything like that.
So, do these people just always go to South Shore and then run all the way from there?
Maybe.
The way we're going makes way more sense.
I mean, assuming we can get through the bulwark, yeah.
Well, worst case scenario is you have to suicide run. I know that sucks for you, but...
I mean... most people don't want to die. I don't know. It might be their first time going there on this character.
Right, that's probably what it is. Plaguelands are so awesome.
But it could also be that they are never actually here except when they're going to the dungeon. And so they don't want to take the extra time when they're actually trying to get to the dungeon.
Right.
To do it. So we got level 34. Okay, so we got some gold farmers here. At least that's what I assume.
Look at the names on them, yeah. The names don't make sense. Weird. What are they doing?
Botting. That is weird though. This is a very weird location for them to be.
Oh
hey,
shit!
Hey buddy.
Oh no! Run arc. I'll talk to.
Oh nice. You don't need to taunt. There's another mage who did it. The gnome is our savior.
Weird. Why did we get off the road? Oh my god. I feel like Frodo Baggins.
You know the
Get
road
off
goes.
the road!
You know the road goes straight through.
How did you jump up this part?
Because I'm a fucking god. It's
Hacker,
my demon hunter strats.
Dude, I see now why they run from South Shore. This is dangerous.
Yeah, no shit.
We'll never make it.
Okay, so now we have to literally run through the bulwark.
Okay, wait. Let me go first. I'll die, and you can hopefully get a couple more steps.
Well, there's nobody here yet.
All right.
We might be able to just run through.
Yeah, we can go right down the middle.
Haha!
Nice, dude.
Hashtag nailed it. No problem. Not even remotely dangerous.
Dude, see, if you follow me, I'll never lead you astray. Okay, except for that freaking spider that we got super lucky.
I would have been fine. I can blink.
I would have been so dead.
If I don't get killed, if I don't get dazed on the first hit, then I'm fine. Because I can just blink ahead, and then by the time it catches up to me again, I'm probably fine. Oh, I guess I don't need to run away from the cursed Dark Hounds. The level 8s. I'm like, oh no, I need to avoid getting...
Watch out.
This thing might aggro. Oh shit. You got super lucky there. Who knows what could have happened to you fighting those Dark Hounds, man. I'm very much looking forward to seeing the recount for this mage, because I guarantee you he's going to be a fucking frost mage.
Oh yeah, you're gonna blow
It's gonna
him
be
out of
so
the
good.
water, dude.
I'm so looking forward to it. But the thing that I'm mostly looking forward to is I'm mostly looking forward to just seeing how much damage I can do with a Pyroblast. I'm going to drink an Elixir of Firepower. It's going to give me plus 10 fire damage.
Sadistic man.
Yes.
Somebody asked earlier in chat if your mage is evil, and that answers it.
Yes.
These poor crusaders, okay? They're just defending their one last bastion in an undead just country.
I mean, you say that,
Show up, you're a furball. You show up, you drink an elixir of firepower, you're already wearing all firepower gear.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sadistic.
It is. It is. I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible person who's gonna put you on autofollow, so I can go AFK for just a second, and then I'll be right back.
You can trust me.
I have returned. Hey, there's a
Summoning stone doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it'll activate later.
Yeah.
By the light of the moon.
You ready to kill some Scarlet Scouts?
Yes. Ready to kill some Scarlet Scouts.
Hey. But the murder. Okay. Excellent. So it looks like with just me doing damage, it might be worthwhile for me to use Scourge.
Oh yeah, by the way, my one-hand mace is like atrociously low, so it's gonna be a really fun dungeon.
It will be, because all you have to do is hit the taunt button after I pull aggro.
Yep, and just hopefully land one heroic strike.
Yeah.
Probably not gonna happen though, so just...
But, I mean, once you've taunted the enemy, I have 3 seconds to kill it, right? That's how long taunt work lasts, is it?
Yeah, you got it.
If I kill it within 3 seconds, then we're set. So much damage was I doing there? Only 210 DPS.
You know how it works.
I know how it all works. Okay. So we are standing in a bit of a dangerous location here.
Waiting for our comrades.
Why would we wait when we could murder people?
No. I gotta get some skill ups anyways.
Yeah. That is a 721 damage crit. That is a 518 damage fireball non-crit.
I am definitely not going to be a tank this dungeon.
don't know what you're talking about. You tanked that thing fine. It didn't even hit me once. See, look, you're tanking this perfectly. You're not even taking any. Look at that damage mitigation, man. It's perfect.
Yeah, right. This is stupid. Oh man, this fucking one-hand mace skill is so bad. It's like 120 out of 180.
Nice.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
So you have a few seconds to build up aggro while this Pyroblast comes in.
Uh-huh.
Incoming. Bloop.
Top.
There comes the crit.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you're a
bad.
scout, you piece of shit. So the scouts are going to be a nuisance because they can shoot.
Yes.
Oh, Pyro crit, 738.
You're insane.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's so good.
Alright, the party made it.
Oh, okay. I guess that means that I have to actually share the enemy HB with other people now. Okay, I'm gonna turn off, or I'm gonna reset recount so that I can keep an eye on this. My goal is to get into the 40% club, buddy. Okay, I'll reset it actually after we get into the
You carry the taint of the scourge.
Okay.
And the twisting
I
meta.
carry the taint of your face. Okay.
Some stamina food quick.
Do you want a amp or a dampen or a nothing?
Amp.
Amp it up.
Yeah, amp it up.
Let's see if I can remember.
I'll turn it off if I feel like I'm getting blasted too much.
That's the wrong button. Aha! Nailed it. First try.
Ready?
I mean, sure.
Let's die!
Oh, I'm opening with a fireball because I'm a dummy, so don't mind me.
Done.
How dare you, madam?
That's still recharging.
I'm gonna go ahead and AoE.
I really should have leveled up my mace skill. I feel like I'm just not contributing at all.
It's fine. It's fine.
Handle 3 mobs.
I mean,
I'll
we,
wait for you guys to get. I'll wait for mana.
we should be fine once we get mana.
I'll pull these before the cat comes back.
Alright. I'm pyroing this. There's gonna be the pat coming in now. That's
Okay.
it. Got multiple ads in the back.
Yep. I'm gonna start picking up aggro on these.
Fuck, I
Got this one.
mistimed that. Oh, we got
Shit.
3 ads. It's fine.
Okay, I got aggro on this one. This one's. He's alright. He's tanking that one. I'm gonna.
Ah,
stun
shit,
this.
the Beastmaster's
Got it.
not dead yet. Okay, I'm killing the Adept. I am burning the Adept. In the most literal sense. This mage is actually not doing terrible damage. They're actually doing pretty well.
I don't have recount, so I don't know what's going on.
They did.
Can you give him some water?
I can if I have time to summon it. Yeah.
Yep, I'll wait. I won't pull anything.
No, the other guy got him. Okay, we're fine. We're all fine. I don't even have to worry about it. Oh, I didn't actually turn on my elixir of firepower, so I guess I should do that.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Yeah, this other mage is actually doing pretty good damage. Like, considering that I've got the dragon thing, he's keeping up pretty well. In most of these fights, anyway. I mean, some of these fights.
Shit, I just pulled a lot of mobs.
Yep. Yeah, you did. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start AoEing.
I'm stunned. On top of Beastmaster.
Okay. Well, I think everything's going perfectly fine.
I'm so useless with my skill this low, but it's getting better every fight.
Hey man,
so.
you got taunt, you're fine.
Right? Stunned. Alright, let's get some mana on them we got. I can individually pull one of these in a second.
Let's do this. Are they incoming? Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Alright. He's still alive, seriously?
Charge these two.
Okay. Oh, that means I have to move?
No, you can drink if you want.
I meant move as in, like, come. If you're charging them, then I have to actually move to fight them. Instead of sitting on my ass, waiting for them to come to me. Should have been scorching at the start of this fight, probably.
Not enough mana.
I'm gonna drink through this.
Yep, that's fine. We have a. As long as the Paladin has some mana, I got this DPS warrior, so just feel free to drink whenever you need.
Yeah. Drinking it up. Kill steal.
This guy here.
I'm conjuring a Mana Agate as well, so I'm gonna just scorch this to death. Are we killing the Houndmaster?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna just see if I can get a Pyroblast off on this. It's complete waste. Hadouken! Yep, I didn't even get the Pyroblast off. Complete waste of time and energy. I'm in combat for some reason. Okay, I'm no longer in combat. Hey, so you can hold AoE aggro, right?
Nope,
That's the thing you can do. Don't worry about it. You got
definitely not.
this. I believe in
Actually, yeah, I can. Watch this.
you. Are you gonna?
I'm gonna retaliate. Oh yeah, fucking go, dude.
All right.
Release the hounds!
Okay. I'm putting out a flame strike, followed it up with blizzard.
Alright, my mace skill's already gone up 40 points this dungeon, so
Nice.
it's starting to get decent.
Boom. Hey, dog training gloves. Read it up. Hey. Now you're ready for your like gear setup for fighting beasts.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna chill here. Since there's just the one, I'm not gonna worry too much about it.
Me and Saberil will make short work of them, and by short work I mean, you know, give us a minute.
I double crit that thing, so I actually hit it for 1,000 damage in the span of less than a second. It was pretty glorious. Excuse me.
Oh, 3 pull in here. Can we handle this? If I charge in? Do you want to wait for mana?
It's better to just pull him around the corner because then I can actually
Yep.
regenerate mana for longer.
Well, I was hoping to charge for the rage. I need rage to hold some aggro.
Okay, go for it. Go for it. What the duration that we've had this conversation is enough that I've got all my mana back. So
Never mind. We got 3 here anyways.
3 coming in from the other direction. Oh god, this monk is gonna fuck me up.
Yeah, the top, I'm grabbing it. Oh god!
Nope, I jumped in the wrong direction. Oh boy. Oh,
Friends incoming. We're gonna butt the wipe.
yeah, we're fine.
Get ready for death.
Using evocation. They're on me because of the thinger. Luckily, they decided to target the other mage instead.
Oh god.
I'm gonna burn down this gallant, I think. Yeah. I'm actually gonna randomly attack some other target, I think. Nope, we're fine. Okay, gallant's toast.
We did it. Oh,
Easy
nobody roll on
peasy.
trust? I don't know the rules. Get it, Ark.
Yeah.
That's all you, bro. I like how nobody's getting mad at me for being a shit tank. This is great.
People don't get mad because people don't actually know what the fuck's going on. Like, legitimately speaking, like,
terrible
nobody's
right
gonna
now.
get mad with a group that's going this well. People are just gonna be happy that there hasn't been any fucking deaths.
So, shoot you in here.
Also, I don't even know that anyone could necessarily tell that you don't have your weapon skill up. Because
Right.
with the sheer volume of damage that I'm doing, you're only gonna hold aggro through taunt anyway. Right?
Yeah. It'd be nice if like a good one-hander drops. I forget what drops later.
Hypnotic Blade drops.
Obviously gonna read that.
I'm gonna need it.
Definitely.
I need my
I'm
Hypnotic
definitely
Blade.
not gonna do that.
It would be great if you did. I would laugh so hard.
I would not. That's ninja.
You would get 100% like, oh my god, we're never grouping with you again.
Yep.
But if you
It'd
greeted
probably
if you
be a
stole it
massive
just
upgrade.
if you stole it just for me though, I would think it's nothing but funny.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but you should.
You got it. Incoming.
Don't steal from these other assholes. They can't handle it. But me, oh yeah. Steal from me, baby. Steal from me.
Ooh, that's actually an upgrade. I
Nice.
get one more stamina for wearing that.
Nice.
I'm putting that shit on. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, do it.
Incoming.
This is what I like, because now they walk all the way to us, and then why would you do that?
You know. Rage generation is so difficult.
Can't imagine why.
Every skill up is precious right now, man.
I can't imagine why you'd be having difficulty generating rage in a dungeon where the fights last for 12 seconds
Right.
and you can't hurt the enemies and they're not even attacking you because they want to kill us instead. This is actually very funny to watch. Alright, I'm just gonna burn through this first chaplain who's at full HP still.
Yeah, dude, we haven't done no damage at all. We need you, mages.
Fine. Are you still alive? What the fuck? Excuse you. What was that bullshit? Ooh, good. Ooh, 726.
Wow.
Ah, so good. So. I have a long time on Evocate, so I'm just gonna chill. Oh, this is perfect.
Oh, it took so long for these assholes to show up. I have so much mana now.
Right when it works out.
So, am I still in the 40% club?
Are you?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. 3 mobs. I'm just gonna hold the chaplain and the monk.
Well, I'm just gonna sit here drinking. Don't worry about it.
Okay, that's good. You're not gonna die.
Alright, now comes the time where I do this.
Well, this dungeon is going relatively smooth. It really is.
It's going totally smooth.
We've got a healer who knows what they're doing.
Complete pandemonium, but it's going great.
I don't think there is in Classic. No, I don't think you can see target cast.
No, there you definitely cannot. There might be a UI mod for it, but there is not a default UI function for it.
Beat that 92 arc.
What, 92 crit?
No, roll for the chest.
Oh.
I'm not critting for 92, are you kidding me?
Hey,
No, actually, I probably could, actually.
a critting, glancing blow? Why not? Can you get a critical glancing blow? Why not?
A scorching wand.
Nice.
Pretty good, you
Oh,
know?
man.
Pretty good. Incoming monk.
Just one?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm actually just gonna conjure a mana gate. Oh, fuck me, I'm still in combat.
That-
Oh, well, in that case. In that case. Hey, I did 300 DPS that fight. I'm not in the 50% club though.
My God.
I'm not that good. I'm only at 44% of the damage done in this group so far.
Actually hitting my attacks now. This is nice. My base skill continues to go up. We're already 163 out of 175. It's basically decent now. Alright, no more room, so we're good to go here.
Yeah, in a couple more
Charging in
runs,
this
you'll
one.
actually have some skill with your weapon.
Oh shit, I probably should have waited. I didn't notice. Should have watched mana here. My bad.
No, that's fine.
The paladin's a little low.
How many of them are there?
Just two.
Oh, well. In that case, you get single target damage. Excuse you with your fucking mana burns. There we go, double crit. 293 ignite tick.
Goodness, dude.
But yeah, no, there's no mechanic in the original game to see the target's cast bar. You can't see a cast bar. You can't even see what they're casting by default, unless I think you might be able to see it if you go to the combat log. Can you see people start casting spells? I don't think so.
I don't believe so either.
No, it's not in the combat log. So there's no way to see it. You just have to know what it is based off of what the swirlies look like.
Three.
3? That's my lucky number. I'm completely out of mana.
Good fight.
Yeah, the other
Three
mage is
again
doing more
next roll.
DPS than I would have expected from a Frost Mage.
Like, he's doing 175 DPS, which isn't terrible.
I'm putting the skull on the chaplain. 3 mobs incoming.
But your damage isn't bad either, actually. You're currently doing.
What?
You have 10.3% of the overall damage done in this group right now.
I can't believe that.
Well, too bad. You're gonna have to, because that's just the nature of reality. So suck it.
10% is pretty bad.
The other warrior who's actually like DPS is doing like 18. So I just got pummeled. More shit. Oh Jesus! I'm gonna die.
Can't stop it. No!
I wasn't paying attention.
Fuck, you just lost your Dragon Slayer. Sorry, dude.
That's fine. I mean, it's my fault. I wasn't paying any attention. Did the healer go AFK? The healer seems to be AFK.
You're probably right. I didn't get a...
There's no AFK message from the healer, so they went AFK without saying anything. Should I just...
You're right.
I'm just gonna release.
Just wait. Just wait.
I'm just gonna release, because I don't know when they're gonna get back, and then we'll have to wait
Well,
for them. And
I
oh
don't
Jesus! I
wanna
don't
pull
start at
without
this.
them anyways.
I don't come back.
Yeah, you might just want to chill.
Well, no, because I mean, if I make it all the way back there, then I mean, again, I don't know how long it's gonna take. I can't set up my mana A gates while I'm dead.
Yeah, he's AFK. You're right. He just passed on that item for a while. Flash is moving now. He's running. He's auto running into mobs. He just pulled mobs. He just ran into the room. He's on auto run right now.
Wow.
He's auto running into a pillar right now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him.
I think that he probably decided that, oh, well, I'm not necessary here. I'm not important. This group is so overpowered.
I have a potion. I'm going to use it in a second.
Oh, boy.
Using it. Oh, God. These monks do some damage, dude. You're not kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, we made it. We just got the boss now. We can probably do this boss without him, I think.
Yeah.
If we just nuke.
Yeah.
Okay, he's off auto run now.
That's good.
So maybe he's back.
It's possible.
This is great experience. I'm getting close to 36.
Nice. Yeah, I'm about halfway.
I hope you get your dagger, man.
Me too. I mean, I've lost my Dragon Slayer buff, so I better get fucking something out of it. You know what I'm saying? If I don't get my dagger, then this was all for naught. Except for the fucking fire wand. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll just shield wall early to mitigate damage, and you just gotta go crazy, man. And I'll try to ping pong your aggro the best I can.
Alright. I'm not going to go crazy right from the start, because for a fight like this, it's going to be long enough.
You don't want a pyro pull for me? So I can pop?
Oh, I can pyro pull
right
for
away?
you. I can definitely pyro pull, but I'll be following it up with scorches, because I need to get my scorch stacks up.
Yep, whatever you gotta do, as long as we get that pyro taunt, that'll keep me above everybody else.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna go ahead and dampen on everybody. I'm in combat somehow.
Oh shit, okay.
I'm not in combat anymore. Do I have everything ready? Oh, I don't have my fire juice, but that's fine. Okay, ready.
Good to go, whenever you're ready, man.
Oh, I guess I'm the puller, so.
Yes, you can go, I'm watching you.
Okay. Incoming.
Nice.
You will not defile these mysteries.
Perfect. Nice.
And you even
I
got,
got some aggro for some sunders.
there was a scorch on him too.
No! Okay, no, I'm taunting.
I hadn't even started casting fireballs yet. Oh, 800 damage crit from a fucking fireball.
I have another taunt ready.
Burn and Righteous Fire hits from where? Okay.
Oh,
so-
it's supposed to AoE that, or it's supposed to LOS that, I forgot.
oh, yeah. Okay.
My bad.
Yeah, well, I forgot it too.
Flashy made it back, I think. Is he healing?
He might be a bot. Like, maybe the bot broke. Here's the Illusory Rod, which is something that's
Rod.
trash for me, but, you know, people who are damn noobs might want it. So Doan's Strongbox is here. This gives you the key.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Dude, that was totally fun as
read
fuck.
on this. Wait,
Got the rod,
nobody wanted
nice.
it? Okay.
So this Flashy guy's running around now. He was still like healing us in the dungeon, then he didn't say anything. It's very strange.
Yeah. So I need to figure out where this book is.
You wanna go again if I can get another healer? That was fun as hell.
Where's Rituals of Power? Sure. Oh, do I need to loot the boss maybe? No, it's not on the boss. Let's see.
Should we do the library again or should we upgrade? I don't know if we're ready to upgrade.
I think I'd rather
I
do
think we should do
library
library
again.
again. Yeah, let's get your weapon.
Let's see. It's near. It's in the hallway.
Are you looking for something?
Yeah, I'm looking for Rituals of Power. I don't remember where it
Want me
is.
to-
I think it's in
you
this.
want me to Google it for you?
I was just Googling it. I think it's in here. There it is. I found it.
Alright, my mace skill is now 165 out of 175, so now I'm actually not incompetent.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, like let's not get
Well,
too.
do I have that
excessive.
quest too?
No, it's a mage quest.
Okay.
This is the quest to get my my fire wand.
Nice.
So it'll give me. I think it's only like +5 or something fire damage, but it's in a slot that otherwise I wouldn't be able to get fire damage in until like I think my 50s.
Oh, we got a mob.
Oh no! However, will we defeat it?
We must fight to the end.
It has been an honor and a privilege to fight with you, sir.
It has been an honor.
I wish this guy was a fire mage, because then we could both stack
We
up
had
scorches
one
so
death, and that
fast.
was- I blame the healer.
I blame myself. I
I
could have
blame
blinked.
myself and the healer.
I could have just blinked away from him. I legitimately was not paying any attention to my HP, and I was getting beaten on by a frame. Wait, are they respawning?
Oh, they are.
That was fucking fast. Jesus.
Oh, here's another one. Another mace kill up.
Oh, I just
How do
got.
you play the original World of Warcraft?
What?
How do you play the vanilla World of Warcraft?
You mean classic? You have
Yeah.
to choose it from
Shit, I'm gonna
the
die.
options.
Help!
No option?
I gotta zone out, Ark. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, it's picking a server basically.
Oh.
I think it's like picking the thinger servers.
Oh no, there's a version select on the bottom.
Right,
The launcher.
but I think that's like going into PTR or beta. It's definitely like going into beta, I think.
Oh, it says World of Warcraft or World of Warcraft Classic.
Yeah. In the screen where you would pick between the betas that you have access to. Let's see. There we go. There we go. There we go. That filthy coward didn't want to murder people. What's the point in living if you don't murder? So clearly we should try to 4-man.
Right. Okay, we should reset. So, and we can't summon, so I'm just going back in the zone.
Alright.
I'm looking for a healer.
Is leveling like brutally slow in vanilla?
Yeah, of course it is. It's vanilla.
It's brutally slow, but I've found that I just don't care what level I am. It's just a long adventure.
Indeed.
If you're just going out to play Classic just for the sake of leveling up, you're not really gonna have a good time, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm in it to kill people. Leveling
It's
just happens as,
definitely good for murdering people. There's not as many people around as there used to be. At least on our server, we haven't seen nearly as many people. But I mean, there's still a decent number of people to murder.
I thought you said that there is a lot of horde.
There were a lot of horde 3 months ago.
Now there's a trickle of horde. There's more horde than there are alliance, I think.
Good.
Are you here, Ash? That sounds like a no. Okay, so Rituals of Power is done. Return to the Marsh is ready. Ash Core is a weak pathetic fool. Should I get him murdered? I feel like I might want. There are 2 gallants here. The problem is that they're going to stun me, and then I'm going to be very sad about it. I don't like getting stunned. Associate with this. Aha.
Druid healers are uncommon?
I mean, I don't know that druid healers count as healers. Hashtag shots fired. Basically, priests are healers. Druids are mana batteries for priests. Paladins are buff bots. And I mean,
are you cool with that?
with what?
This guy's got a buddy that will run all of us for free.
That sounds boring.
I agree. I totally agree. I don't really want to do that either.
Let's see. Like, I'm on board with just like going out and murdering other things instead if we want. I've got my Rituals of Power quest done. Let's see, what is the Hypnotic Blades? Let's see. Is the Hypnotic Blade even what I need? I think it is. Blade. Orb of Forgotten Seer is 13, I think.
Are rogues any good in vanilla? I forgot.
Are rogues any
They're
good?
awesome.
It depends on what you want to do. If you want to like gank people and be completely invulnerable to counterattack, then rogues are amazing.
Well, yeah, rogues are always invulnerable to counterattack.
Let's see. In terms of
bet you we could
DPS, I think their
four-man
DPS
this.
is fine. We could probably 4-man it if we had.
It's 4-man if we just use polys and kill skulls.
Oh, I mean that's fair. Yeah. We could do something silly like that if we wanted. So, like as an example, if I were to pyroblast this gallant on the left and then polymorph the one on the right, you wouldn't have an objection because we can totally do it. I got bored.
There's a skill tree in vanilla, right?
Yeah, there's a talent tree. Okay. Pyroing.
Upgrade, that's a need for me. I'm ready to ping pong it.
Oh, that's a crit. 852 frickin' damage. Get fucking wrecked. Oh my god. Oh.
So it looks like we're 4-man. Everybody's playing, so. Oh, we're missing the other mage, aren't we?
Yeah, the other
Alright,
mage.
Polystar, kill skull.
Just give me a
Whenever
second.
whenever you're ready.
I cannot believe I crit that guy for 852 damage. 852, Ash. And then 50% of that gets turned into an ignite. So that would have been like 1200 damage off of one frickin' hit. I mean, yes, please. Oh,
We're gonna have an ad. Yeah.
never mind. We're not gonna have an ad.
Should be able to solo pull this guy. Oh, nope, never mind.
You and I had the exact same like series
Yeah, dude,
of.
me and you are always thinking the same.
We went on the same journey there. I start casting a pyro. Oh, 862 damage
My
crit.
God, you are a sick human being.
Okay,
Alright,
I'm gonna
break
pyro
I'm
poly
ready.
this.
I'm ready to.
I like how you're
Ready to
stunned still. Oh, it's so glorious. Incoming.
It stuns me right when he pops. It's so stupid.
It's fine. It means that it wasted its stun, because that means I can just ice him. Let's see. I feel like at this point I can run this. Let's see.
So can I just tell this guy I don't want to do that? If you can.
Uh,
I can't cast that yet.
I'm just gonna say that. Trying to be polite.
yeah.
Does stacking attack power have a similar effect to stacking spell damage?
Not even close. The game is designed with the intention that you actually are going to have attack power. So, the spell damage is a mechanic that was not intended to exist, basically. I'm actually going
Watch
to
out
just
for
pull
the
this.
impact coming in.
Yeah, I'm pulling the
There's
guy.
only
Oh,
like
never
a
mind.
few items,
I'm gonna
especially give you a little bit of it.
Okay, we're fine. But yeah, basically, strength and agility both give attack power generally.
Ads.
Oh yeah, damn, that must make Feral Druids pretty good, because they just get both of those on their gear.
No, because they don't have any abilities that scale for shit, so Feral Druids are basically trashed here.
Oh, was it TBC that made Feral Druids good?
Yeah, it was TBC that basically made anyone who wasn't a warrior or a priest useful in a raid. Alright, you might need to do some CC, because I'm playing catch up with damage here.
I can't cast that yet.
You're setting on fire? How dare you?
That spell isn't ready.
How dare you?
All right, Ark. I'm gonna go hang out with Veronica for a bit since the group's breaking up, but
Okay.
might be on later tonight. Definitely gonna be on tomorrow. It's Memorial Day. I got nothing going on.
Perfect. Then we can do some murder tomorrow. And
Like I said, I might be on tonight too.
yeah, if we've got Arthi with us tomorrow, we could easily 3-van these, and then we don't have to worry about the one issue with playing on Classic is that everyone wants to get like carried by some random high-level
Yeah,
character.
I wasn't interested in that either.
It's like, okay, yeah, so I could not play the game. That sounds like a fun time.
Oh man.
Also,
One of my favorite times was when TBC just came out, and it was just me and a friend two-manning a dungeon that was in TBC.
yeah, that's the way to do it. That's the way to play the game.
It's just two
Oh,
warlocks
fuck.
broing it out.
I cannot believe this. I don't have any runes of teleportation left, so I have to teleport to Astronar now.
I
Ugh.
gotta change my hearth. I think somewhere closer. All right, Ark. I'll be back in a little bit.
All right, later, dude.
If not, I'll find you somewhere.
I'll find you somewhere. All right. Yeah, I'll probably go back to doing Congo stuff then. For now. I might take a break first though. Ooh, nice. This illusory rod is. I'm not gonna bother disenchanting it. It's worth 50 silver. Just vendor it. Yes, please. Do not want to disenchant that. And-
What classes are Brother and RT using?
Did you say brother?
Yeah, Brother.
He's not playing. Yeah. No, it's just Arthi. Arthi's playing a paladin because I forced her to play a paladin. And
She can't play Shaman.
I mean, we rolled Alliance specifically because Paladins are so much better than Shamans. To be perfectly honest. Wind Fury is fun and all, but from a practical perspective, I'm just going to go ahead and grant the mage complete invulnerability to physical attacks for 8 seconds is way more overpowered than you're ever going to get from a shaman. Not to mention,
Hang on like an 8-minute cooldown.
yeah, but how many times do you need to protect the stables before, like, you only need to win the fight once, right? So whereas like Wind Fury is really fun from an RNG perspective, and it lets you do good DPS, but the healing tools that a shaman brings to the table are really weak because they can just be locked down completely by a mage, and just their paladins are just so fucking ridiculous. Like,
Wait, can shamans just purge bubbles?
What brings you here?
they can purge the physical immunity one, but they can't purge the complete and total I'm invincible for 10 seconds one, no.
Can't purge the one that makes you immune to everything, including purge.
Divine Intervention, I think it is, whichever one it is, but whichever one, their ultimate one doesn't actually have the ability to be dispelled until BC. In BC, mass dispel was given to priests, but until mass dispel was given to priests, paladins were just completely untouchable. So they can't be counterspelled, they can't be anything, and the cooldown isn't that bad. I think it's only like a 5-minute cooldown. You can talent into reducing it, and that's a long time, certainly by like modern WoW standards. But from a practical perspective, it's so powerful. It's much better to have those kinds of powerful cooldowns than to have nothing. And like, you can do some interesting stuff with shamans, but from a practical perspective, you really need to build a group to fully utilize the shaman, because they can only put out one buff at a time. They can't actually do all the things at the same time. They don't get any benefit if they're putting down a Wind Fury totem from the Wind Fury totem itself, which is a problem. So you might want to stack them. I guess could be a good idea. Like, I could see stacking shamans having utility. The problem is that it's like they just can't compare to how ridiculous paladins are. I mean, just Blessing of Freedom on its own turns warrior. Like, you don't need anything else. You don't need Wind Fury to get a warrior to be a powerhouse. You just put Blessing of Freedom on them, and then they kill any mage that they come in contact with. Like, it completely changes the dynamic between those two classes if one of them's completely impervious to any of the shit that you would be pulling. And
Is there arena in vanilla?
no, Arena didn't come out until Burning Crusade. So vanilla, until recently, they didn't even have Battlegrounds. They released Battlegrounds recently. Is AB after? I think AB was released in this phase. I think it was released in phase 4.
Well, that's kind of similar to how it went back when vanilla actually was released. I remember my friend going crazy for Battlegrounds.
Yeah, the Battlegrounds were... The release cycle is based, I think, on the timing of the actual releases. So a lot of stuff is released over time. I'm surprised they actually haven't finished it by now, because it's like almost June. But AQ is next, but it's not out yet. And when AQ is released, that comes with a bunch of changes that happen as well. But I'm actually still ridiculously overpowered at this point. So, like, as an example, if you were to look at my gear, I actually have more fire damage on my gear than a person who's in like full Molten Core gear would have if they actually wore the gear out of Molten Core, because spell damage was simply not a stat that they really...
Wait, weren't most things like immune to fire in Molten Core? Why would you get fire damage gear?
Well, you get plus spell damage gear, which it's just generic. But what I mean is that from a practical perspective, I have more damage on my gear than endgame raiders have. So I probably have more plus damage right now than 90% of players on the server. Because until AQ40 comes out, spell damage is just extremely sparse. It exists to a larger extent in ZG, but it really depends on whether people recognize that, oh, I can't actually equip anything in Molten Core and have it be valuable. I should be equipping all the shit from BRD and all these other places to give me the plus damage. So getting people to wear blue gear instead of purple gear because it gives you better DPS is something that's very difficult for people to do. I remember in BC, I had a green gauntlet that was just objectively more DPS,
than anything that I would find before, like, I think the second set of raids, because maybe not, but it was definitely until raiding. I only could get an upgrade to it from raiding, and like I remember some of my guildies were bitching at me about how I still had green gloves, and I'm like, there's literally no better gloves in the game until I'm doing a raid. Because these have, the way that the stat allocation worked, they were the only gloves that didn't have any stats allocated to stamina. So they actually had triple DPS stats. So it was like attack power, agility, and crit stacked together. So the total item budget for DPS stats was higher than any of the blue gear, because the blue gear all had stamina on it, and the stamina consumed a third of the item budget. So, but people don't want to hear that. They want you to just wear some bullshit that you get out of a dungeon because they think that it's going to be better. And it's like, no.
Better.
Yeah. Getting the actual damage stats is better than not getting the damage stats. But, yeah. At any rate, so like right now I've got like over 150 fucking damage on my weapons. The other thing is that's interesting is I think that spell damage gives you something like 30% less than dedicated damage. So spell damage gives you, and this is perfect actually. The conversation is perfect for right now because this is technically math day. So because of that, you have to get to really high level gear before you start getting more fire damage than you would out of a pure Fiery Wrath gear, out of spell power giving weapons and stuff like that. Let's see, what is my best in slot hat right now? Best in slot hat right now is the Crimson Felt hat from the Magistrate Dead side in Strathel, right? So Strat Dead. And that has 30 damage on it. And my current hat has 23. And it's a level 33 hat. So that gives you an idea of like how little room for growth there actually is later on. So like I can get a Archivist Cape of Fiery Wrath, which is RNG off of Strat Live, which is the best damage cloak that I can get right now, I think. And maybe maybe there's better in Blackwing Lair, but I'm not sure. But that's 21 total damage with 2 separate instances of spell damage on it. My current cloak is 13. So it's only a +8 difference. And then, of course, we've got the Robe of the Archmage, which is going to be fucking badass, but that's just in Lower Blackrock Spire. Once we get into Lower Blackrock Spire and BRD and stuff like that, I'm going to be going frickin' crazy. Oh, I also need to... the other thing is I need to get some money, because one of the things that I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using Unicorn Rings, which give +13 generic damage, which is really sexy, actually. So that's going to be +26 once I'm level 43, assuming I can save up enough money for it. I should just...
What's the unicorn ring?
That was the question?
What's the unicorn ring?
The Unicorn Ring is a BOE green that you can just... There's 6 of them in the auction house right now, so if I get enough money, I can just buy them. But the basic gist is that ring slot is almost impossible to get spell power for, but there's one ring in the game that gives +13 spell damage that I can just equip. I can just dual equip Unicorn Rings to get 26, which is going to be really nice.
Bad.
And that's basically best in slot until like Blackwing Lair or whatever. It's nice.
Yeah.
Boop. And I'm about to pick up my my wand that's going to be best in slot until I get a random green at like level 56, which is, I'm not even going to get that. So this is probably my best in slot for a million years, because I need to get a Lunar Wand of Fiery Wrath with maximum RNG on it, so it has to roll the highest stats it can roll.
to get 13 damage off of that. And I think this one is like 5 or 7, but it could be as high as 9. I don't actually know. I don't know how much I get off of this. But I love stacking spell damage. Because I just like to break things. And when you stack spell damage, you completely break World of Warcraft. The game does not have the ability to handle the sheer volume of damage that you're doing.
Yeah, you gotta be careful of pulling how much damage you do.
No, because I'm just hanging out with Bob, so he just taunts. It's like, if he gets a taunt resist, he's going to immediately tell me the taunt was resist, and then I just respond and dodge out. I died just now because we didn't have a healer, and I was not paying attention. The fact that the healer was AFK should not have killed me there. It was literally just that I was standing in melee range.
And walked away.
Yeah, I could have. Yeah, there's a million. Well, Frost Nova and Walk Away is slower than blinking, but because you can blink, you can Frost Nova from 8 yards. They have to get in 5 yards to hit. So
Yeah, so you can just Frost Nova before they get to you.
oh no, I was sitting in melee range for. There was going to be. I was in melee range for a while. So yeah, I'm saying after I realized that that I was taking a bunch of damage, I could have gotten out of there with a blink, as opposed to. Like, actually dodging the hits completely, which would have been a waste of DPS time. Let's see here. That was... I feel like I should have been able to get up there. This is going to be a much less painful trip, though. I'm going to see... God, what's her name again? I don't even remember. Tabitha.
He's gonna play a Warlock.
I think that they have implemented the whatchamacallit, the fear fixes by this point. They've got to have, because this is a pretty late patch. So you're not going to be able to keep people feared permanently.
Oh, they put diminishing returns in, you mean?
Yeah. Well, yes, but also I think that there are heartbeat breaks on fear now. I don't think there were heartbeat breaks on fear in the original.
What is that, just like random breaks?
It's breaks anytime you take damage. It can randomly break.
Oh, that's
So,
fine.
Yeah.
Warlocks are still overpowered after that.
In vanilla,
You can
not
still work with it.
I mean, not to my recollection, but you have fun with that.
Warlocks are pretty much unstoppable if you use all your abilities correctly.
I think that mostly started in BC, but I could be wrong.
No.
Oh,
Warlocks
Jesus.
are unstoppable even in vanilla.
Because I remember Warlocks being very powerful at the start. But, like, a Warlock is really easy to shut down with just a single counterspell. Because everything is Shadow. They have some fire spells, but they're not really relevant. Like, oh good, you got Immolate on me, I care so much. But if you get a single thinger on them, then they're in a really rough position. Do they even have Death Coil yet? I guess they probably do. Do they have Death Coil yet?
Shit. Yeah, but are you counting for their pets though?
I can one-shot their pets. So I don't have to count their pets. But...
You want a Fellhound?
Well, that's RNG, right? So they have like 50 resistance to every spell type, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to die instantly if I just crit them and they don't randomize into a resist. Because it's not like it's not like armor mitigation, it's random. So there's still something like a 50 or 60% chance that I just hit them for full damage.
Oh yeah.
But
They
yeah,
can also eat spells and counterspell themselves.
yeah, I haven't really.
I don't think they have Death Coil, unless it's
Yeah.
unless it's a core ability.
Yeah, I feel like the issue with like Fellhound is using a Fellhound. The Fellhound is actually visible from the start, which is actually a big
I'd
problem.
probably use the Succubus. That's the best one.
Yeah, you're kind of forced to use the Succubus because anything else is just gonna die because they'll just crowd control you and then kill the pet in 2 hits. So that's an issue. But I guess
the
it's
mind games get real. You have to sometimes when you're fighting somebody, you gotta park your pet farther away, invisible, so it doesn't get AOV'd out of stealth.
yeah. Can you AoE something out of invisibility though?
Yeah, you can.
Alright.
So sometimes you gotta park your succubus like a few steps back so they don't get hit by like some kind of random AoE and then killed.
Yeah. I don't actually
It's like,
remember.
oh, I guess
what
he doesn't have a
that
pet. Oh, never mind, I'm charmed.
is. Yeah. I haven't actually run into a lot of warlocks in the wild.
That's still
But I very rarely am doing. Well, no, that's not fair. I've run into a lot of warlocks in the wild. It's just that they die so fast that I haven't really had to care about them too much. But
Is there a decent amount of stamina on gear?
there's no stamina on gear unless you specifically get stamina gear. So,
Is there a point in having Ent? Ent gives you spell power, doesn't it?
nope. Int gives you only mana, maximum mana. It gives you a tiny bit of crit. It's almost completely irrelevant.
So as a warlock, I have no incentive of having Ent gear. I only want stamina gear.
Yeah, you want stamina. You do scale very well with plus damage, though. So, like, scaling with plus damage is a pretty
Safe travels.
good thing as well.
met. Be careful.
Stand back and hold your breath. I haven't done this in a while. Yes, give me that fucking fire wand.
King's honor, friend.
This is not what I need. Oh my god, this is plus 9 fire damage? Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, no. Oh, that's not
Light
fair.
vessel.
Oh, that's too good. That's 4 less than my best in slot list. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Oh, life is good. And I forgot to actually buy the things that would allow me to go back home. Shit. But I am now a god.
Destruction warlocks are actually not too bad. They do both shadow and fire, so I don't think they'll get locked out.
Yeah, it varies depending on what is going on. For me, I prefer to have the ability to completely shut off the enemy's ability to counter, and warlocks have a lot of openings. Because, like, a destruction warlock does not do very much damage. I mean, no warlocks do a lot of damage. So a destruction warlock who gets into a pissing contest with even, like, an ice mage is going to get killed before the ice mage dies. But if they're going for the fear, they're going to have to worry about the shadow lock, right? And it doesn't matter what... Like, you never have to worry about any other spell types with them, because it's like, okay, he can cast Conflagrate all day, I'm going to cast Fireball, and I win that fight. So, it's
mind games. You gotta get them to waste their counter spell by faking your fear cap.
Yeah, I mean, you can try that, and it might work, and it might not work, because they might also just decide, okay, well, you go ahead and do that, and I'm just gonna hit you from 41 yards away, which you can't fear from, because they can also just juke your fear by preventing you from getting anywhere near them, right?
It's short range?
Fear is, I think, 30-yard range. It's probably like Poly. Let's see. Poly's 30. So getting into fear range, which I think fear is 30. I think it's like Poly. So getting into fear range means getting 11 yards closer than the fireballs are coming from, and 6 yards closer than the scorches. And you're not quite within fire blast range at that point. But you're, like, during the trip, because you don't have any way of increasing your movement speed, you're opening yourself up to a world of hurt. I don't know. Like, I think that there are spacing issues with the way that warlocks interact. But that being said, because like, there's just so many things.
Oh,
Like,
you were asking about Deathcoil, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they have it.
Okay. When do they get Death Coil anyway?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. They get rank 2 pretty late, but where's rank 1? Yeah, it shows it on there. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Level 42 is the first rank.
Yeah, which would explain why I haven't seen any Death Coils. Because I'm not high enough level to have run into any Death Coils yet. Except maybe I think we might have seen one on one of the really high level players that we killed. But Death Coil doesn't really help you against multiple targets, so I think we killed that guy. We've killed a lot of really high level players. It's a little ridiculous. But yeah, part of it also comes down to the dynamic of like not knowing how many targets you're gonna have to deal with. I think that changes the dynamic of what abilities really play out well and which ones are just kind of like, okay, well, I do this and then, because like as an example, in like a dueling situation, I think hunters play out way better than they play out in the wild, because in the wild, once your scattershot is done, you're done, right? You don't have an answer outside of scattershot, and you have to talent into that. So obviously, if you're going Marks, you're going to talent into it automatically. But like, it's one of those things where without scattershot, you're just food. And even with scattershot, if there's 2 enemies, you're just food, because you don't have any way of disengaging from the fight. So as soon as one of them gets a snare on you, the fight's over, because you're never going to get away. And like the fact that you can't have Bestial Wrath to make your pet immune to CC makes it so that...
Are the fights so short that you can't kill one before it becomes overwhelming?
As a hunter,
Yeah.
the fight's over the second person gets into melee range, because you can't do anything. You can't use any of your abilities except Scattershot. I mean, unless you want to use Raptor
Kill
Strike.
one and then kill the other?
How?
Like, kill one before before he gets into range.
With what?
The other one's sticking to you.
I mean,
and
if a warrior intercepts you, he's in melee range, right?
Yeah.
He's doing that from about your range, right? You're not getting out of that. If you're in cheetah form,
Yeah,
then
you
you're...
ignore the fighter and kill the other guy.
How?
Well, the other guy presumably can't close instantly to you like a fighter can, right?
I mean, what class are you playing that they can't close? A rogue can close on you from anywhere. A druid can close on you from anywhere. A mage can close on you from your range. Like, anyone in the game can close on you. A hunter can't close on you, I guess, but who other than a hunter? I guess also a warlock. But that's the thing. Warlocks and hunters don't have any mobility tools, which is why they actually make really weak world PvP classes. Because
Yeah, you don't have the teleport gate, do you?
Yeah,
That came into PC.
Yeah, you don't have any warp gates. You have literally no mobility tools as a warlock, and you don't have disengage as a hunter yet either. So the hunter doesn't have a mobility tool. I mean, they have cheetah, which can be vaguely useful under very specific circumstances. The issue is, well, if you're at max range, right? The only max range attack that like a mage has, for instance, is fireball, and that takes too long. So you can go in and out of max range and hypothetically be able to do that. You have to worry about them tagging you with a rank 1 fireball, but that's not really a very serious risk, because, I mean, what mage is going to actually have that on their bar? The answer is me, but other than me, there's nobody who's going to have that on their bar. But even then, you can just drop out of cheetah form when it's approaching you. It's not like it's hitting you instantly or anything like that. You do have to be a little concerned about them blinking in and hitting you with like maybe a Scorch or something, because Scorch is 36 yards. So yeah, you can't stop a Blink Scorch. Like a Blink Scorch will take you out of Cheetah with about a 2-second chance to respond and get out of Cheetah. But I think Cheetah I think it consumes GCD, so it's on GCD. And that slows you. There's a lot of, anyway. There are ways that you can hypothetically kite to do pretty much anything as a hunter. Like in a one-on-one situation, a hunter hypothetically can kill just about anything just by preventing that target from getting to you. The issue is as soon as you add 2 targets that are flanking you even slightly, so say they have like a 30-degree angle of difference between the approach vectors between the 2 of them, your viable means of escape starts shrinking very rapidly to near 0.
What classes can 2v1 properly?
Mages are amazing in 2v1. Warriors are amazing in just about every situation. Paladins are amazing in every situation. And priests are amazing as long as they aren't so overwhelmed that they just get completely obliterated. So like,
if I was paired up with somebody and I was going up against a mage and we got Frost Nova, I'd just blind them and we'd wait it out.
As a rogue?
Yeah.
Yeah, rogues have a lot of tools that are on like 10 to 15 minute cooldowns. And they can blow those tools, right? But like, from a practical perspective, all of the tools that the mage has are on shorter cooldowns than your tools.
Oh man.
Because the mage can double ice
How
block.
bad I was at this. I used to be so like iffy about blowing my cooldowns when I was playing this game back in vanilla.
Yeah. The mage has
I got
dual
over that
ice block,
eventually.
which is a problem. Potentially. But the
Dual
thing is,
ice block?
yeah.
You get cold snap?
Yeah. I mean, I don't because I'm fire, but yeah, you get Cold
Yeah.
Snap. Cold Snap is pretty early, actually. Cold Snap is 11 points. You actually get Cold Snap before you get Ice Block. So everyone who has Ice Block has... I'm actually going to get it, now that I think about it. Once I'm level 60, I'll have Cold Snap Ice Block. So... But yeah, I don't think that... I think that the rogues bring enough long cooldowns to the table and the ability to just not fight unless they have those cooldowns out if they want, that I don't think that a rogue has a real solid hard counter. I don't think they do. But in terms of like, and so with a hunter is a hard counter in a 1v1, right? They're a hard counter in a 1v1 situation. Yeah. Outside of that 1v1, the hunter, what are they really doing to the rogue, right?
Can arrows be dodged in vanilla? I forget.
No.
I think no, yeah.
No, they can't be, I don't think.
Popping evasion doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I don't think it does anyway. Yeah, I don't think popping evasion works. Unless popping evasion makes you miss. I don't remember if evasion is dodge or miss.
It's dodge. It says the rogue's dodge chances increased by 50%.
Yeah. Alright. Oh yeah, also because that's what makes them get eaten by warriors, because arms warriors will just overpower you into oblivion once you activate it.
Yeah, that's why you just never stick next to a warrior ever as a rogue. You just kind of bleed them and run away.
Yeah.
And then come back and bleed them and run away.
I don't know if that works in vanilla, because I don't think the bleeds in vanilla are very good. I don't remember for sure, but I don't remember the bleeds ever. Like, I don't remember ever seeing a rogue with a bleed strat. You had stunlock rogues, and you had ambush rogues, but I don't remember ever getting bleeded because none of those actually scaled with stats. So none of your stats actually scale your bleeds up, which means that they get really, really weak really, really fast. It's like Rend, where Rend is just like a completely wasted button in the warrior toolkit. Just like Lacerate for hunters.
Well, no, Ren's amazing. It keeps rogues from stealthing.
I mean, it's useful in very specific contexts, but it's not a DPS tool. It's used for very specific things.
I guess bleed scaling with attack power was also something that came in DPC.
Yep. BC added most of the mechanics that you think of as actually making World of Warcraft remotely close to a balanced game. Like, this game there was no balance in vanilla. It was much more of a classic RPG in that sense.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
guess
like,
other than flying mounts,
Keep your feet on the
PC wasn't
ground.
really good. Although Ashran was really good. Remember Ashran? Did you do Ashran?
I don't remember which one it is. Is Ashran BC or Frozen Throne?
It's like beyond Frozen Throne. It's like actually, maybe it is Frozen Throne.
Is Ashran the big
It's
one on
where
top
you
of the
make a
mountain?
base. It's the one where you make a base.
Where you make a
First
base?
one where you make a base. Yeah.
Make a base.
I think it's probably Frozen Throne. Or Draenor? I don't know.
I'm just gonna look at it. Ashran is Warlords.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
like.
I really liked
Yeah, it's an
Ashran.
alternate.
It was a 40 on. It was the first time a 40 on 40 raid was like done correctly.
It depends on what your definition of correctly is.
Well, it encouraged team fight. It wasn't just like bypass everybody and kill the NPCs first. Then.
Yeah, that only started being a thing in BC though. In vanilla, AV was just people butchering into each other continuously.
But I also feel like the class balance was such that healers were very powerful. Like you couldn't kill a healer by yourself, but at the same time there weren't that many healers, and if you chose your targets properly, you can still drop people.
Yeah. This is in
And,
in which patch? This is presumably late game because healers weren't that bad in the early expansions.
In Draenor? Yeah, no, like this is
Yeah,
late game.
Draenor is like 4th expansion or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, like healers were unkillable 1v1. Like literally, it was physically impossible to kill a healer as a DPS class.
Yeah, there have been several patches where that's been the case. There have been several like metas.
Like, oh, it's a Resto Druid. Just ignore him.
Yeah. Because, I mean, what are you going to do? Because mana ceased to be a mechanic eventually.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really what made healers into this weird position that they're in. Because when you remove mana as a mechanic, it really hurts your ability to have healers either be able to, like, oh, healers can keep people up for a while, versus, oh, people can just live forever because they have a healer on them, and they're never going to become susceptible to death. So I'll just go up to Darnassus.
Yeah, Arena was pretty interesting. It was all about CCing the healer just long enough to kill the other guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I never really got much into arenas because I didn't. If me and Bob had a better matchup, like the two of us actually had a viable like combo at any point, we might have actually gone into them more. But it's just playing with people that aren't Ash is tiring because like when you kind of grow up playing MMOs with someone, there's a degree of like you both think about things and interpret things in exactly the same way. Like you'll often see me and Ash doing the exact same behavior. Like we're both trying to pull the same mob. There's no communication, and yet we're both on exactly the same page. And that is nice. The problem is that neither of us knows how to do arena, and we've never played classes that pair well in arena together. So we can't really do arena together, and I wouldn't do it with just random people on the internet because I don't have any interest in random people on the internet. I just don't. And arena is the kind of thing where I wouldn't even usually do arena with like people that I'm close to. Like I don't even do arena really with Arthi. I enjoy it, but she doesn't, so there's no reason to do it. So
Yeah, Arena takes too much. Even I wouldn't do it most of the time. You kind of have to hard commit to it to be good at it. It's like Counter-Strike. You have to spend so much of your time doing it.
Yeah, it comes down to being to like a very specific set of knowledge when it comes to the matchups and things like that. Of in this circumstance, I need to do this and this and this in order to accomplish the objective. More so than anything else, I think it just comes down to the fact that because I PvP so irregularly and play WoW generally so irregularly, I have legitimately no idea what abilities any of these classes have. So I have a vague understanding of how I should be dealing with, insert class here. But every now and then it's like, oh, that class has an invincibility button now. I didn't realize that they could become invincible. And, oh, this class has this now. Like, I'm often thrown off. One of the nice things about playing Classic is that it's like, I know what everyone can do already. I don't have to relearn what everyone can do every patch.
What server are you on?
I don't remember. I'll find out once I get out of this flight path.
Actually, I can probably log out. Yeah, I can. I'm on Kirtonis.
Is that spelled with a K or a C?
Okay.
East or west?
I don't know. PvP.
What?
PvP. It says Kirtonis PvP. It doesn't say what thing I'm in.
I would have to go to the actual server selection screen to get to that.
Found it.
Nice.
Kirtonos?
Yes.
Cool.
Yep. So, and if you're playing, me and Bob and Arthi are probably gonna be puttering around periodically. Just bear in mind that it's entirely possible that we're gonna be level 36 for the next 6 months. So I wouldn't expect too much out of us because it's almost completely impossible to predict how much actual playing you'd be able to do with us, because it's going to be very variable. Because we play for, once a week for like a month and a half, and then we stop playing for 3 months.
Do I need like the standard subscription to play this?
Yes. Yeah, you need a sub. But you never need to buy any expansions. How convenient is that?
$19 is not bad.
Is it $19 for the subscription?
Yeah,
Those Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars.
Yep.
Canadian bucks. But
Yeah, I think that honestly, I think that I think it's worth it as a subscription just for the sake of murdering random people in World PvP.
Oh, the nostalgia is definitely a thing right now.
Yeah. It's not even like about the nostalgia, because I never played a mage back in these days. Just being able to go around murdering people and just enjoying that aspect of the game. It's very diverse. It doesn't feel like a lot of games feel like theme parks, and they feel very very balanced and very like, okay.
How would you feel about a game where murdering somebody actually had consequences, like an RPG? Like they lose items, you get to loot their items. etc.
I don't mind it. I mean, we played on
They lose experience too.
We played on Rala Sec occasionally in EverQuest. The problem with that is that when that ends up happening, you end up having pretty serious social consequences to killing people that really undermines the ability to just do the kind of shit that me and Bob are doing. Because what ends up happening is, as an example, if there were real consequences to dying in this game, when I was running around fucking around in Arathi Highlands, then what would happen is I'm killing the farmers, and then they're going to call level 60s over who are going to corpse camp me, and every time I die to the level 60s that they call, because they're going to call multiple of them, to keep me dead permanently. Once that happens, I'm now suffering permanent penalties to my character because of the social contract, and that's
Yeah.
I don't. And
I've had problems with that in other games where, like, literally there was a Spanish mafia.
yeah, and you're gonna get that kind of stuff anytime you have really serious penalties for death, because it's just going to naturally gravitate, because the high level players, the people with all the money and all the influence, are not going to want to lose anything on their alts, and then everything is, and you already get this in World of Warcraft once flying got implemented, where
Camp their
yeah.
their friends with their flying mounts.
Yeah, you just have, one random person in the guild is sitting around bored, and they will just camp you forever because they're just hanging out in guild chat talking. It doesn't take them any effort to actually kill you.
Except I'm a rogue, so I just res and stealth away.
Well, you can't if they're level 70 and you're level 30, because your stealth
You can
doesn't work.
still do it. The radius is good enough. They have like a 1 in 3 shot of spotting you if they see your corpse turns into bones. They have to run off in a direction.
I mean, they
They
can
go in the
basically
wrong
see you
direction.
from full vision. If they're level 70 character and you're level 30, they can see you from the entire radius. They don't have to move.
There is still a maximum distance that they can't see you at.
That's true. There is technically a maximum, but they do hear you go into
It doesn't
stealth,
work that.
so they know which direction you are.
If it's an open field and there's 360 degrees of running away, you can do it.
I guess. I've never played a rogue much. I've only played a rogue up to level 19 to fuck around. I'm not allowed to play rogues because it turns me into a sociopath. So. But somehow I am allowed to play a fire mage, which totally doesn't make me into a sociopath. Not at all. All of the things I'm doing on my fire mage are totally normal. Totally normal and acceptable behavior. Oh, I should have gone to Barrel Goes. This is how the fucking peasants live? This is so terrifying. Why would I live like this? I forgot my teleport. I forgot to buy more teleport stones. So now I have to actually use my Hearthstone. And it's on like a 1 hour cooldown. And I'm still on my way to fucking Darnassus. I should have been there 30 minutes ago. Just leaving Tabitha's hut takes so long. Let's see here. I have 23. Let's get a modern count. We've got 13, 18, 41. Yes, so 41. So that's 55. 68. 68 plus, 31? Yeah, 68 plus 31. So 99. So 115. 132. 155. 160. So I have 160 fire damage right now. It's very funny when I have to use frost bolts. Because some mobs are just completely immune to fire damage. So I have to swap to frostbolts. I also use frostbolts for PvP because if I'm fighting like a mage or something, I'll just tag them with a frostbolt because at some point they're going to counterspell my frostbolts and it's going to be great.
Oh wow, dwarves aren't even considered for the best race for rogues. Wait, oh. Stoneform do.
I don't remember what Stoneform does in this one. But it really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. What you're doing defines what is useful and what isn't useful. From a practical perspective.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Stoneform is going to be terribly useful in a raid.
Probably not. But neither is any other passive, really.
That's not necessarily true. I mean, the human passive is the most overpowered raid passive in the game.
What is that one?
Increased reputation gains.
Yeah, that doesn't help damage.
Yeah, it does, because then you get access to all of the higher tier rep shit 10%
Slightly
faster.
faster.
10% faster is like 3 weeks faster. You're talking
That's a
about
lot of
weeks. We're talking about weeks of progression here. So,
Hardcore commitment there.
I mean,
It's like playing EVE Online. I didn't realize we were playing EVE Online here.
it's this game, yeah, basically. Only you can't sell anything.
Like, well, if I learn this skill, I can learn my other skills slightly faster.
Yeah.
It may seem like a waste of time, but we're talking about weeks here.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what you're doing. But yeah, like the human racial of just the rep is, it can literally save you. It depends what you're doing, right? But as an example, if you're doing anything with like the Bloodsail Buccaneers, doing Bloodsail Buccaneer shit, it's like, okay, yeah, I just saved weeks of my life by rolling human. So, like, if you want to get like the captain's hat or whatever it is, whatever nonsense that is, or like whatever you get for all of the molten core, the like Ragnar, I don't even remember what they're called. There's some like late game thing. Argent Dawn rep is useful for certain things. There's just like a lot of random useful shit, but yeah, but they also have mace specialization and sword specialization, both of which are pretty good, because that +5 skill makes basically a level's worth of difference. In many iterations, humans have just been the best for DPS for pretty much everything, because they get access to sword specialization and mace specialization. But I don't know in classic.
Yeah, that was the information for that.
Let's see.
I mean, Escape Artist for gnomes is kind of nice.
Does that still have a cast? I don't think it does. Yeah, it has a cast time, so there is that. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's super short. If you're rooted, you can get out really quick.
Yeah.
It's like half a second. I think.
Yeah, it's a half second. Yeah, Escape Artist is pretty good. It's not that useful for the people that, like, usually gnomes are mages, so Escape Artist isn't terribly useful for mages because they
I can
generate.
get out Frost Nova in half a second. Whoo!
Yeah, or I could just blink, which is instant.
Yeah, but as a rogue.
Yeah, no, I meant it's not useful for gnome mages, not
Yeah.
not gnomes against mages. Let's see here. Yeah, Escape Artist is pretty high up there. That's a pretty good one. HP regen from trolls is so good.
I'm regenerating HP at 5 health per second. There's nothing you can do about it.
That's way more powerful than it actually is. It's like 5 per tick. It's really bad.
So wait, well, it's the best it will ever be in vanilla.
Yeah, it's the HP regen is so, because like
Doesn't even scale.
because like think about how bad HP regen is out of combat without food. And then you're getting 10% of your HP regen in combat. So you're getting 10% of complete bullshit. I tried to figure out a way to make that good for like a Fury Warrior or something, but it's just there's no way to make it good. It's just too weak. Let's see here. That's interesting because this website is wrong. This website is wrong about Shadow Meld. Shadow Meld does not have a vanish effect in vanilla.
A vanish effect?
Yeah. Most of the iterations of Shadow Meld have vanish, so you can do it in combat. You can't Shadow Meld in combat in vanilla though. Oh, but Shadow Meld is so good. Oh, me and Ash.
Shadow Meld doesn't drop Shadow Mail doesn't drop.
No, not in vanilla.
Oh,
It's not a vanish. It's
They
just,
mu-
it's just a stealth.
I guess that's another thing they changed in TBC because I remember
Yeah.
in TBC druids used to just Shadow Meld and go flight form, and I'd be like, "Curse you!
Yep. They
This is why I hate flying mounts."
They added most things in that one. Let's see here. I wanted to check something here. I guess we can check the Fiery Wrath on the auction house.
I literally in TBC I was like, "Well, if you can't beat him, you join him," and I just became a Night Elf druid.
Yeah. Oh, this actually has higher than than my Rod of Molten Fire. Ooh, I can get a head slot with 27. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I might have to go with like a full Fiery Wrath gear set up at some point at max level as well, just to fuck around with it and see how much it does.
Oh wow, Vanilla had like different spells depending on what race you were for pre. The
Yep.
Fear Ward and Desperate Prayer thing.
Yep, Fear Ward is
Damn.
absolutely amazing. Let's see.
Yeah, I bet with some bosses. I bet there's some strat bosses that fear everybody.
Alliance were just better at PvE and PvP, basically, than the Horde.
I feel like the concept of balance just didn't exist.
Yeah. They kind of had the concept of balance, they just hadn't... There was no practice for it at that point.
How do you give different races different spells and think that's balanced?
Well, it depends on like what the different spells do and whether they're all equally useful. So something like Prayer Ward, though, or sorry, Fear Ward is fucking impossible to balance. So we've got, what is my fireball damage right now? If we assume that, see, the problem is that resists fuck with your averages. I think we can safely assume that the average is closer to 480. I guess I could just do the math, because it's just 100% of... What did I say my thing was? Was it 160?
I don't know what you said.
160 plus this, so it's... So maybe this is close. This is about right. So about 450 average damage. I want to see what rank of thinger I'm dealing right now. I find it very fun to figure out what spell I'm effectively using as a mage, because like generally speaking, you just don't have any spell damage. That's just not a mechanic that really usually exists. So as with my spell damage that I've stacked right now, I do have about the same amount of damage, maybe a little bit more than the level 48 version of Fireball. And I'm level 36.
Oh my god, I can't believe that like different races had different base stats.
Yeah, I think don't they still have different base stats?
I guess they just don't matter because of items.
Yeah, the base stat difference is like almost completely inconsequential. It makes a difference at level 1, but even at level 1 it doesn't really make that big of a difference, I don't think. I'm actually gonna log out for now. So once that's going to be it for today, so everyone. I might stream something later today. We'll see. I might go back to doing the Congo stuff, but I'm going to head out for right now. So thanks everyone for watching. It's been a pleasure to stream for you today, and